Welcome to Big Rascals, where we may be grown-ups, but we will never stop being rascals. We are a boys' book club, not just for the boys, but all those who enjoy reading, writing, comedy, and entertainment. Our purpose is to have fun discovering new worlds, making friends, and finding a cure for dyslexia.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Someday you'll get that down to where you don't have to read it anymore.
I don't think I ever will.
It's a good mission statement, though.
Yep,
so it never change.
We're still looking for that cure. So.
Yep, we will find it, and we will help. Is it millions, or are we in the hundreds of thousands? Like, I don't know how big the problem is.
I think it's the most common, according to The Office, it's the most common disability amongst children. So,
that makes
right?
sense. That definitely makes sense.
Every time I read the number of how many, it changes. So
yeah.
that could be due to dyslexia, though.
What's the pooch? Dang it.
I think it was number 4.
We missed it. Oh, well. Oh, yeah.
Dang. Trying to show off how fancy and technical we are, and we failed.
That's all right. We're not here for that anyways. Yeah. Let's start off with well, anyways, how was your guys' holiday?
That's true. We did just have the wonderful holidays and a new year. Happy 2026. Our viewers, our tens of viewers that we love so much.
Yeah. Our loyal
Happy
followers.
New Year's. Yeah, let's get all our Happy New Year's out now, so we don't have to keep telling everyone.
Yeah.
What, are you not like a New Year's resolution kind of guy?
No, it's a Seinfeld joke when Elaine is like, "Can you believe it? Somebody Happy New Year'd me in February. What is the world coming to?" And Jerry was like, "I got Happy New Year'd in March."
Seinfeld, it's still relevant. It's so good.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, 2026, new year, new us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you go with that cringy line.
I'm just kidding. We're the same old rascals.
Yeah, we're still rascals. To 2025, I say good riddance. That was not my best year.
Yeah.
However, we started this in 2025, so this is definitely a highlight of the year 2025.
This is going to be our best year so far as the podcast.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
It'll be like our only full year, so
Yep.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Committed.
Maybe. All right. Why don't we start with our top 5?
What?
But somebody had to go and change things.
Yeah.
And,
Hey, he had a good idea to change it. It was a nice little color change.
His own little spin on it.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be fun. Jeff, why don't you explain the rules?
Cool. All right. I don't know if anyone out there is, I'm sure there's been some people who relate to it, but there was it was like the Kiss, Marry, Kill game, or I can't remember the actual like acronym that was used for a different version, but it's the game you play on the playground. Mostly the girls played it, and the boys, we were always like listening in to see which one we would be. But it was like, which boy they'd kiss, which one they'd marry, which one they'd kill. And so I was like, let's do that with dinos. That'd be fun. Integrate something like that. Which dino you're going to marry.
Quickly explain, please. I don't want our viewers to start making assumptions.
Which dino you're going to marry. But I wanted to do...
which one we're going to kiss?
Yes, kiss. Which dino has the most kissable lips? I think, the duck build.
Those hadrosaurs.
But I figured you'd change it up to like tame, eat, which dino. Well, premise is, there's a scientist who's cloning all the dinosaurs, and he's come to you and he's like, hey, you just won the first options here. You get to
Henry
pick which
Wu
dino.
is coming to us.
Exactly. Woo. was like, which dino are you going to tame? You get to keep it as your pet. And which dino do you want to eat first? You get the first taste of it. And which dino are you going to pick that's going to be remaining extinct? Basically kill. You don't want that dino wandering around or getting loose. So you're just going to remove it from the equation right away.
Yeah.
So... All right. Do you want me to start off? Since,
start us off with this game that you did.
I gotta make sure I did it right too. So
yeah, same
Very
here.
good. Give you a chance to switch things up if you need to. But no, I think whatever you guys have, it should be fine. But tame wise, I am going to pick the let's see if I can say it right. Quetzalcoatlus.
Oh yeah,
Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, that biggest pterosaur.
That thing is crazy.
I don't know if I don't think Greg has, but I don't know if you have Derek played ever Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah,
I have not.
Oh, you played it?
Uh-huh.
Did we play it together?
I have not.
I don't remember.
Might have played it together. But Dino, oh man, that's fun.
For like one day. It was too hard.
Yeah. Quite the wacko game, but man, so fun. You can tame dinos, and that's one of the dinos you tame, and you can ride it. And so it would be so cool to have just this giant dino bird. And again, I guess a little disclaimer, we'll probably refer to some animals as dinosaurs that probably aren't dinosaurs.
Thank
and
goodness. I was waiting to interject, be like,
Actually, that's not really a dinosaur.
you nerds out there that will correct us, feel free to correct us in the comments and
please
educate
correct us in the comments. Educate Jeff in the comments.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Jurassic Park is kind of in the same category because the Jurassic period was just a small period of actually the time frame.
I would call it like of the Mesozoic era. Yeah, I want to know if I call it small because it was still millions of years, but
Small on what scale?
A lot of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are actually from the Cretaceous period.
Yep.
Hence the Tyrannosaur.
Nerd.
But, Jurassic is the cooler
Cretaceous
word.
Park doesn't sound cool, but there is the TV show Camp Cretaceous, just for the alliteration.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
But anyway, Quetzalcoatlus.
Yes, Quetzalcoatlus. Giant
that's
dino
pretty
bird.
cool.
I've dreamed of like getting like my helicopter license or something. But then I don't know all the logistics behind it. But because as an archaeologist, I get out to a lot of remote places, and there are instances where archaeologists have had to like take helicopters to certain places because it is so remote. Like if it's like a super high top area or like a plateau or something. So even then, just being able to have like a fly anywhere bird kind of thing where, hop on the back, I'm there in, whatever amount of time and explore, then hop on the bird. I'm back home by dinner. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So I'd tame that bird
really
right
think
away.
That thing could fly.
The Quetzalcoatlus?
Yeah.
Hey, it's the closest thing we've had to proof of dragons. I'm going to believe it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm on the fence.
The logistics of it seem to work out according to the scientists, but because I guess the types of bone structure would denote the certain musculature that would allow it to have enough lift.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't its head like the size of a car? It's like huge.
It's
Yeah,
massive.
I think the whole thing and wingspan is like the size of a small airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the same time, scientists have theorized, like before they came to the accepted theory that they flew, that pterosaurs in general flew, they thought the big long limbs, they were like fins for swimming. So for all we know, these could have still been sea monsters, but they have beak-shaped snouts, so that it kind of denotes that maybe they were flyers. And
exactly.
Going forward, like it's all theory.
Yeah.
Like that's all we can go off is just skeletons, and it's just theory. But I like to believe that there were giants in the sky as well as in the sea and on the land in the Mesozoic era. Like to know that we were on a planet where leviathans and behemoths and titans of the air once roamed.
Well, they did theorize that there was heavier oxygen too. So
That is true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, be able to not have, or be able to fly higher, not have, and be able to supply oxygen to those
need
muscles.
to have as big of lungs
Yeah,
either.
exactly. Oh yeah,
Who you gonna
completely
eat,
different
Jeff?
world back then. So I would eat. I'm picking the Stego or Stego group, and I would have it served. I kind of picked a cuisine around it. I would have it served kebab style. It's got
its Bagomizers?
it's got its own spikes for kebabs, and it's got its own dinner plates too. So easy cleanup.
Yeah.
But I figure, some kind of herbivore would probably be better to eat than a carnivore, considering, you look at most animals out there, and the carnivores tend to be a little worse in the flavor realm.
Yeah.
I mean, bird-wise,
True.
bird
Yeah.
carnivores, they can
Little
taste good, I'm
different.
sure, but alligators, I guess, pretty good tasting. So.
most birds are
No, gator
omnivores
tastes like
anyways.
chicken. There's nothing
Yeah.
special about gator.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a bad taste to me, is what I
Yeah,
mean.
that's true. Yeah, I guess you're going wrong eating
Fried gator can be
Yeah.
good. Yeah. But yeah, pick the Stego, serve kebab style. And then the extinct, I'd have to go with like raptor, specifically Utah raptor. I think, we could handle velociraptors running around. I mean, we have turkeys running around and they're pretty
That's
much
true. Actual
velociraptor sized.
velociraptors, not the Jurassic Park velociraptors.
Yeah.
That was the Utah raptor, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know about turkeys, but freaking gooses.
Oh, yeah,
Those
and you know
guys
how
are
mean
vicious.
gooses are, or how
swans.
geese. Yeah, geese and
Swan. Oh my gosh.
That's true. They can be fearless.
They are
They just charge you. They
vicious.
will hiss.
Yeah.
They don't care about nothing, dude.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
the honey badgers of the foul world.
Yeah, the Utah raptor, man, that would be
We got plenty of
menace.
vicious animals out there that I think would be equivalent to most, like, sharp-toothed dinosaurs. So, especially around those size. But man, Utah raptor, that thing with that claw. I mean, the cassowary is a pretty intimidating bird.
Oh yeah,
but
I think that's the most deadly bird on the
Yeah.
planet.
I
And yeah,
could
that's
not.
basically a dinosaur to this day.
so. Utah raptor. Sorry, as much as I love it, I would not want it running around. So
No kidding.
extinct.
Especially if it's nearly or at least as smart as a chimp. Like, could you imagine? That would be insane.
Yep,
So, cool. I
That's
can
my
go
list.
next.
Yeah, go for it.
Mine's pretty simple. I mean, the freaking T-Rex taming that thing. Oh my gosh. That would be so fun.
That would be, but that is a Herculean task
Oh.
to do.
Hey, I don't have to worry about
Who's
that.
got the
it's
genetics?
just going to be tamed.
He's got that handle.
It's just gonna be
In
my-
this hypothetical
Yeah.
scenario, you have it tamed.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. You'll be like Optimus Prime on Grimlock.
Oh, heck yeah.
That'd be awesome.
The thing would be it. That'd be so fun.
Are
I
you
mean,
like
the
hoping he
T-Rex.
could carry you in a little pouch on his chest and you just like dangling under his arms?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have longer
Guide
arms.
him
The
around.
arms is how he guides it.
Yeah.
Just pulls on one. This way, this way.
You know, I was hoping to ride on his back, but I'll take that.
Yeah, that sounds
He
more
picks
efficient
you
with the
up with his
steering.
little arms, drop you off.
Yeah, the T-Rex, man. It's got to be. No question. So I'm going to eat
And you're not even
probably.
thinking of how that's going to affect the ecosystem that having one tyrannosaur
Hey, I don't
that you
care.
have to feed.
Rush hour is no longer an issue.
In this scenario, I don't care. But I'm going to eat. I thought about this one the longest, I think. 'Cause I'm like,
Of course you did.
dinosaurs.
You're going to do pterosaur
I mean, they're-
wings.
they're gonna be-
Pterodactyl hot wings, huh?
Oh, dude, maybe.
That's a line from Rhinox, your favorite Beast Wars character.
Oh, that's awesome. But I actually thought of like aquatic because I'm like, I bet dinosaurs really didn't taste that good.
Once
'Cause it
again,
made
you
me
guys are going into the non-dinosaur prehistoric reptiles here.
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they existed.
Yeah, they lived in the
During-
Mesozoic era.
they're pretty
They were
much
just not in the
dinosaurs.
category of dinosaurs. But
My first thought was megalodon because I hear shark
Big
is
shark.
delicious, but I caved. I'm just gonna do a sauropod. Them long necks. I feel like the neck is like a delicacy. So
which
Be like
sauropod?
a really big turkey
I
neck.
don't know. No, actually, I have it right here. I mean, it'd be awesome to just get the biggest one, Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaur. Okay.
Now, how would you have it cooked, though? Did you think about that?
No.
Brachiosaur burger.
Well, yeah.
Well, you have so
Any-
much meat that it's going to be stored that you could like, okay, let's cut this up for some chili today.
Brachiosaur ribs?
Yeah,
Yeah, how
let's
about
make some
brachiosaur
brachiosaur. Just
ribs?
one rib is going to feed your family that night.
Yeah. No, I mean, anyway, burgers, brisket, ribs, barbecue. There we go.
Barbecue.
Pulled
Brachiosaur
brachiosaurus.
brisket.
Yum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I got one more, huh?
Yeah, which one are
Okay.
you going to leave on the extinction list?
Well, in the freaking book, to me, the most annoying dinosaur in this.
You're not going to be able to say it, are you?
Maybe because they talked about it so much. The Procom Somnathus.
The compies.
Yes,
the
the
compies.
compies.
The Proconsumnathus.
The book says that name like a number of times, and then it's just like compies.
Yeah, the compies.
Procomsognathus.
Procomsognathus.
Proconsumnathus.
I have to admit, if they are like venomous in the way they are in the book, they would be a major nuisance to like everything.
Yeah.
Well, I also hate them because they eat a baby, and that just made me hate them
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dung eaters according to the
Yeah.
book, so it's like it could be nice for cleanup, but
But, in the kind of the sense of we don't need another chicken. So,
yeah,
Especially one with
scrawny
venom.
chicken,
Yeah.
scrawny venomous chicken.
so
But still, can you imagine the illegal cockfighting rings once they introduce the compies into it?
Oh,
It'd
man.
be crazy.
or
Yeah.
a copy
Versus a chicken.
versus a
Yeah,
rooster.
just imagine Gandalf the rooster versus a compy.
Rest in peace, Gandalf.
Rest in peace,
Oh, he's
Gandalf.
dead. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I know how much you guys love that chicken.
No, we hated that guy. He was such a jerk. Dude, he cornered me in the garden once. That was so scary. I thought I was going to die.
Oh
Man,
man,
dude, they're predators,
I
man.
tortured that poor bird. Well,
Freaking chickens. They are
didn't
menaces.
torture, but
Yeah. All right. Well, I
He
guess I'll
deserved
go.
everything.
I guess I'll go. You guys with your cheater options of non-dinosaurs on here. Sheesh. Can you believe these guys? People in the comments, please torture them accordingly. But be nice. But not too nice. So my number one choice is the Styracosaurus. I don't know if you guys know that dinosaur. It's a ceratopsian, but it had the coolest
Okay.
neck frill because it had like 6 horns going down and one big horn on the nose. Just, I would love to ride that thing. It's a tank.
That's what you're
And-
taming.
Yeah, that's what I'm taming is the
Taming.
Styracosaurus. And I would, it's basically like a big cow.
like how all of ours are like transportation wise. Like,
Well, yeah, and like when
Riding
things
it.
go to crap, like I have a tank that I don't need to buy gas for.
Yeah.
I just need to get enough grass to feed that thing. Holy moly! But yeah, the Styracosaurus was always one of my favorite dinosaurs as a kid.
Yeah, I love Triceratops.
Yeah, Triceratops. Yeah, the Ceratopsians.
they are
was
pretty
awesome.
racist in Land Before Time, though. That is like
that's
the
true.
primary like thing with them is like Sarah's
3 horns
father's
don't
like
associate with long necks.
3 horns. Do not associate with long necks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. And then for my I had Greg's same state of mind. Like, I wanted a sauropod. I did the Diplodocus, 89 feet of just all this meat that's going to last me.
Deep freeze.
Yeah,
that
deep
thing.
freeze. Like, I'm going to be spending a fortune just for storing it. All the
Barbecue,
freezers and
man.
energy I got. Yeah, like
Oh, man.
steak, barbecue,
Yeah.
ribs, like brisket. Heck, I might even fry it up, do some Southern style country fried Diplodocus steak.
Yes.
Like, yeah, why
Nice.
not, man? Or maybe do some Diplodocus nuggets. And what I would kill is the Cerator. Oh my gosh. No, it's the Carnotaurus. The Carnotaur.
Carnotaurs.
Yes,
really?
the Carnotaurus.
Dang.
Because if you read the second book, which I'm going to be honest, I don't recommend for most people. Like, it's fun to read once.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like, you don't really need to go back to it, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because he kind of retconned some of the stuff he establishes in here.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the reason it got written is because Steven Spielberg was begging him to write another book so he could have more source material for another movie, which I'm like, and as you guys know, this book ends really well for a one-off. So I'm just golly. And
I was really surprised by that because I was like,
he backpedals on some of his stuff with the second book. But in that book, the Carnotaurs were actually really cool as monsters because, yes, they were like smaller than a tyrannosaur, but they were like still terrifying theropods. And they were chameleons. They were able to change color.
Yeah.
And it was like they were so terrifying that on Isla Sorna, that was the one area the raptors themselves didn't go to because they knew this is Carnotaur
Carnotaurs
territory.
are the big villain in the dinosaur movie, aren't they?
First off, yes, in there.
Yeah.
But those things are a freak of nature because they are they were presented way bigger than any skeleton has been found. Like if you introduce that Carnotaur into Jurassic Park, dude, that thing is a monster. It is
everything.
going to just destroy. It is nuts. I think there's a YouTube video all about that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. That thing is crazy huge and just doesn't care about nothing. It will bull rush anything and just attack.
Have you ever read C.M. Kozman, Derek? He does paleo art, or not paleo art. What's it called? Dinosaur art, where he speculates on dino appearance, the appearance of it, and one of the illustrations he does of the Carnotaur is just my favorite. He pictured as like the tiny little arms as like a mating ritual.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Which didn't they do with like a
there's, like-
BBC like documentary or something with David Attenborough?
He's like, he pictures, the dinosaur just waving its arms and like some kind of mating ritual, these tiny little nubs. Because they're virtually just useless.
they look useless. But
I mean, I'm on the train that you reverse them and then the wings.
and their little wings.
Some kind of balance.
Yeah, and you have just long feathers going like. Have you seen the skeleton of an ostrich?
That's how chickens are. So.
Or like cartilage.
Kind of bird.
Yeah,
coming off it.
So I'm a big believer that these are creatures of in between, closer to avian more than reptile, but still have some reptilian feature. Like it's a whole new class of creatures. And for my viewers out there, not my viewers, our viewers out there.
We know
Since we didn't
they're all here
establish
for
our
Derek.
favorite dinosaurs, my favorite dinosaur is the Spinosaurus, and yes, it's because of Jurassic Park 3. When I saw that as a kid, I was in love, and I've never faltered
Have you seen
since.
the new illustrations of it, though?
Yeah.
They made him
that dinosaur.
chunky.
Well, that dinosaur has received so much new discoveries. It's like broken so many theories with new skeletons that they found in new
They
locations.
change
It's
it
changed
every
so
year, it
much.
seems.
As much as I love the look of Jurassic Park 3's just upright theropod with crocodilian like snout and everything, it's not accurate. I can't say that's accurate, but I love that
Still
monster.
so cool.
Hey,
But in Jurassic World
might
Reborn
be
or
accurate.
Rebirth, is it Reborn or
might be
Rebirth?
accurate.
With how they have them in the water and just going along, like that was awesome. As much as I disliked that movie, that scene was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, how about we move into talking about the said movies and this wonderful book?
Well, hold on, Derek.
First things first.
Oh,
We
yes.
got a new segment.
That's right. We do have a new segment. My apologies.
Yeah. As nerds, we are very opinionated.
Yes.
So we thought it would be a good idea to come up with a segment where we give our hot takes on certain things. So, and I'm the lucky winner for this month to give my hot take.
On just something.
Yeah, you guys might agree or disagree, but let me know. My hot take is, and it's not related to the book or anything, it's just random, whatever came to my mind. I think Stephen King is probably the most overrated author of all time.
Oh, so our hot take doesn't have to do with anything about this book or associated film or
Nope,
nothing? Really?
whatever you want, whatever
Yeah.
your
okay.
nerd.
I think we'll give enough
Factor.
hot takes of the book, I'm sure. or
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
books we read, that this can be something, or it
So-
could be unique, whatever you want, probably.
And I will say,
Yeah.
I have not read every Stephen King book. I don't know if that's possible. But the ones I've had, especially the ones that have been adapted to movies, I've thoroughly enjoyed the movies much more than the
Yeah,
books.
I think you told me
Oh
The
my
Shining movie is better than the book, The Shining.
Oh, so much better. I mean, the book is good. And
Well,
by
I mean,
no
there
means...
are some amazing movies off of his books, like Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank and Green
Yeah.
Mile. But I read the Green Mile. The movie's way better.
Yeah.
But by no means am I saying Stephen King is a bad author. I just think he's overrated.
I mean, obviously, his story concepts have the ability to, I think, produce something amazing, like Shawshank, Green Mile, The Shining. I mean, those are pinnacle movies. But I totally agree with you. I think, if it's not to say anything, his constant orgy scenes and language in his books is just absurd. It's just, this guy, it's funny reading his book about writing because he will contradict himself in his own writing constantly. It's just like, oh my gosh, why don't you read your own book?
No, it's like it specifically with the kids. I'm just like, kids in history ever were that vulgar. I swear.
I've never read any of Stephen King's just for the fact that I haven't read much horror because it's like with spicy food. I've had to ease into it and I'm liking it more and more. Mm-hmm. So I've never read any of Stephen King stuff. And I just remember as a kid going to the library, I saw some of the covers and there was some very scary covers there. And I was just like, Nope. And I think the only Stephen King film I've seen, aside from The Shining, is The Tower. And
Dark Tower?
Yeah, The Dark Tower.
Uh-huh.
And that one seemed very tame to me. And my father-in-law is a big Stephen King fan. Like, he was a trucker. He lost interest in music, so he just had cassette tapes of his books. And he was like, yeah, The Dark Tower. Yeah, he said that was like his life's work, his
it's supposed to be
quintessential
like his fantasy epic.
Yeah, his fantasy epic. And he was like, that one was a real disappointment. I was not impressed.
Yeah, I read the first one of that and it was a slog to get through, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But I've enjoyed most of the books that I've read of his, but to me, I feel like his speed that he writes comes through in his books. It feels sloppy to me.
Oh yeah,
but, that's just my opinion.
I got a great quote.
Have no idea what I'm talking about, but
so I was listening to the Nerdrotic podcast, and they were talking about their review of the Stranger Things finale, and I don't know if Derek's concerned about spoilers for himself, but we might spoil some of that. But
I lost interest in Stranger Things after season 2, man. I kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
And I am so lazy to get back into it.
1. Yeah, great. But so I can't remember who said it on the podcast, but they said if Stephen King had wrote Stranger Things, referring to Will's coming out scene, Will wouldn't have been coming out to everyone in that scene. He would have been coming into everyone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
So Stephen King's really about orgies, huh?
And he's writing about kids.
Yeah, how old are the kids?
It's
I believe they're dumb enough to be lured
10,
into
12.
a sewer by a clown.
It's pretty disturbing. I don't remember exactly what he wrote about, but you use Orson Scott Card in Ender's Game. Mm-hmm. He's writing about kids.
Yeah,
I never felt creeped out.
Oh yeah, even the locker room moments.
Yeah, when they're drawing genitalia and animating it and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. My thought was yeah, when I was 12, that happened in the locker room all the time. That's boys being boys, but it was kept there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Stephen King kind of goes over the line.
Oh yeah,
to where he's coming across.
Does it for shock or some kind of narrative building thing, but even then, it's not necessary. Yeah. Not at all. Yeah, I feel like The Stand is a great example of something that could have been great, because that was one of his huge projects that I remember him in his writing book talking about how he wrote most of it, but he couldn't figure out how to end it. And it took him years to finally decide on an ending. And then finally, he picked an ending and he's like, oh, it's great. It's one of my greatest books ever. And I read it and it's an amazing story, about a pandemic and everything. And the whole story up until the end part. And then it just falls on its face and it's just horrible at the ending.
Yeah.
And you're just like, really? You picked that?
Yeah.
So, I think there's definitely people out there who like him, and all honesty, yeah, he's kind of overrated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I haven't read any of his stuff yet. Like, that's something I was planning to get to. Like, maybe since it takes place in my mission, and like I've been to Stephen King's house. He was in my mission as well. He's got a cool house.
Yeah.
He won't answer his door to missionaries, that's for sure. But yeah, he's got a really cool gate, and like he's got like a lot of good metal work on it, like spider webs on it. Like got like a 3-headed dragon on one. It's some great blacksmithery there.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Well, maybe it might be good if I kind of lower your expectations for him, but he's definitely worth checking out. You know, by no means is he a bad author. I think he's just overrated. Like, actually, Dr. Sleep was probably my favorite book of his.
And that was the sequel to The Shining, isn't it?
Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah, I think at least once, like with an author that big, it's worth at least checking out some of this thing.
If you write as fast as he does, like I like to call it. Well, yeah, I guess I do call it that pretty often. Like what the Hollywood writers are doing when they're just writing so many scenes with so many jokes, and they're not worried if any of them are going to land. It's like, I call it rapid fire stupidity. It's like, don't dwell on that. Just fire another one. You're bound to hit your target if you just keep firing.
Yes,
like
that's a perfect description.
But I don't want to sound like I'm
nowadays.
knocking Stephen King, because like he has made, like you said, a lot of pillars to the genre of horror for a lot of other aspiring authors and stuff. So I can't knock him because he's earned his fame. But at the same time, with how many he has, I guess the percentages is going to be like, well, not everything can win. So you're going to suck sometimes, especially if you just rush through it.
Yeah. I really think he somehow, the way he writes, makes it easy to adapt his books to movies. For sure.
You think he plans it
I
that
can
way
see
now?
that.
No,
Now that so many
I think
films
it's
have been
just he's. I wouldn't say lucky, but it's just kind of coincidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, that's enough of my hot take. Tell us what you think. Am I absolutely stupid for thinking Stephen King is overrated? let me know. But,
Yeah, please throw in the comments. Torch him. But be nice.
yeah.
Burn him alive, but nicely.
Oh, you handsome guy.
Pour some gasoline on that fire.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all about I love mature debate. I love an argument when both sides can breathe.
Yeah.
The internet is not that place, obviously, but our comment section can be a pocket of resistance. Please, viewers, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good discussion. It's that's what we're here for.
All right. Jurassic Park.
Yes, Jurassic Park. For those of you who don't know, who are listening, Jurassic Park is an amazing work of fiction where the author, basically kind of like we learned in our last episode, is kind of a supposal, saying, suppose we were able to have dinosaurs alive and we were able to have them in a theme park. What would happen? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? It's a great book that explores the powers of science and what could be on the horizon, and if it's good or bad. And like I just mentioned, I love a good argument, and this book argues both sides very well about control, having deep themes of man playing God, and can science go too far? If you can do, should you? Kind of thing. And there's some smaller character arcs in there that I hope you guys have noticed, because the plot arc is the big seller for me in this book. Like, the characters, I feel, take second in this book, whereas that's usually what I'm there for in a story, is the characters. But the narrative itself, the whole plot arc of this book, this is where I feel like it takes center stage, and it is a masterclass of a plot, a very compelling narrative plot.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I guess I want to ask, first impressions, since, was this your first time reading it, Jeff? And this was your second time, Greg?
Yep.
This is my third time reading it, so I can somewhat remember my first impressions of the book. What were your guys' first impressions? Because we've all seen the wonderful film that is Lightning in a Bottle, one of the most closest to perfect films that we have to this day. I don't know if you guys share that same sentiment, but like Jurassic Park is what I feel like. It's like The Sandlot. It's a perfect movie. Like, yeah, they left some cool stuff out, but with what they had, I feel like they did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They
that
definitely did great.
that movie is beloved to me for sure. But I would say the first time I read it, I wouldn't say I was disappointed. I think I had high expectations, and they might have not been met. But reading through it the second time was much more enjoyable for me. But then I actually read it twice
Oh, okay.
in preparation.
Great.
And the third time, maybe just back to back was
What you needed?
not the best idea. Oh, not the best. Yeah, because the third time was a bit of a
Interesting.
slog to get through it. But no,
You had that audiobook on like 2.5 speed.
yeah, but it was going fast for sure. But no, it's great. I loved it.
Dang. Okay. I was probably the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I went in with low expectations because I don't know what it is about like, especially books that have been adapted to really popular movies. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
Dune.
Rings. Yeah, Dune, Lord of the Rings. Like books that I would consider maybe slower than the movie, right? I was kind of expecting
Yeah.
something similar. Though I've heard plenty of good things about Michael Crichton. But oh my gosh, where has this book been my whole life? I was like,
No kidding, Jeff. Like we all knew that it was right up your alley.
Yeah, seeing so you're the only one
Oh
on
my
this
gosh.
table who has a career that ends in ologist. Like, I had a feeling you would just eat this up.
and I would say probably I was in the perfect setting to be reading this book. I was listening to it while I was on survey out in the desert. And I'll have plenty of things to share about that when we talk about scenes. But oh my gosh, like I was on the edge of my proverbial seat the entire time I was reading this. And oh my, it's just so good and so fun. So intense and
It's
just
compelling. Like,
oh my gosh.
You listen to people just talking and debating, and you are just like right there being like, man, I love the points you're bringing
the
up.
philosophy, the moment to moment, like changing, and just I was eating it up, and I did listen or read it again to catch up on kind of some things.
You guys really ate this. This is great.
Oh
We're gonna
my
have a
goodness.
great
I
episode,
was-
boys
even
and girls.
The second time, I was just like, yeah, this is so good. This is a me kind of book. And oh man, I just got so excited about it, and I was like kicking myself because I'm like, where has this been my whole life? Definitely. I mean, when I probably could not have read it when I was a lot younger, but would not have enjoyed it as much when I'm younger. But I mean, man, it just hit me so hard. It's so good.
Now, I was going to make the point. You said fiction. Is it fiction at this day and age?
Well, obviously the characters are fiction, but
Yeah.
we got the dire wolf back now.
Well,
And the mammoth.
a type of dire wolf.
That's right.
There's a lot of complications in that in terms of being able to call it a dire wolf.
Yes,
but-
which they kind of talk about these dinosaurs in the same way. Like we'll get to that later
Oh, yeah,
when because
exactly.
probably what I want to talk about most in this book is just how arguments are presented and how like counter arguments are presented and whatnot. Because that's like you were saying, the philosophy, the compelling arguments, just the way that people can put their viewpoints so clearly and sharply, and then have it be retorted or rebutted and still have it be able to stand on its own two legs is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
But my first impressions when reading this book, like I was impressed with how slow it started, and yet I was still interested.
Yeah.
Like the movie itself, you could argue, starts out pretty slow.
I'll say for me, it seemed to start fast. So I don't know. I was taking it in different.
I felt like
guess,
it was
but-
going in a roundabout way. For our viewers who haven't read it, it starts off, you have the raptor attack, but you can only see it getting to the coast onto a doctor's office, and it's raising people's awareness. Then there's a compy on the beach that bites a girl that was recreated in the second movie by Steven Spielberg. And
a little more graphically in that
yeah, a
one.
little more
but-
graphically. And like the compy, like the doctors treat the wound and they don't believe that it was a dinosaur, but some people look into it, and it's just a long trail of how this one doctor found it and this one doctor sent it to be studied, and like the chances of the body being sent in and getting to Dr.
It
Grant.
is such a good setup for what is happening or what happens pretty much the rest of the book. Because you have a whole bunch of different events that to the world are just, they're kind of ignoring it as anything.
Yes, people do not treat it as such.
Like, I mean, the raptor attack, there's a doctor who's, it just kind of happens into this because she's the closest doctor, and like, you see her speculating on it, and then the compies, it's like, you have this basically showing a world not ready for dinosaurs in all these different instances.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page as Derek. Definitely, I wrote down pacing at the beginning. I felt like the pacing at the beginning definitely didn't match the later portion of the book.
Right, when it's just getting all intense, like things are happening one after the other. New information is being presented so quickly.
What I think got me is the amount of characters introduced at the beginning that aren't even
that
relevant.
You never, they're not relevant, and yet they seem so established.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so, I'm on the same page.
But you could argue that the movie also starts off slow, because I remember in my film studies class in high school when we watched this movie, probably the best day of class I have ever had. I remember my teacher discussed to us how when I believe it's 23 minutes until the first full body shot of a dinosaur, which that was the attraction when it came out. Like that's what people were talking about, was the special effects of the dinosaurs. And 23 minutes, the audience were getting antsy to see something. Like you start off, you see the raptor's eye, you see the attack, but your imagination is just cranking on like, what does it look like? What is going to happen? Is this just going to be one of those prosthetic practical effects abominations that we've seen in so many movies? But then it's all paid off so well with one movie scene that I think about probably at least 2 times a week, with the brachiosaur coming into full shot. John Williams' score just swelling like a sacred hymn of revival and resurrection, as if godlike powers have been
Dr. Grant fumbling with his glasses.
Dr. Grant it is incredible. And then you just see Dr. Grant fall into his knees and looking at the other brachiosaurs with the Parasaurolophuses and just saying with so much relief and satisfaction, they're moving in herds. They do move in herds. Just all the theories in his head he's had about so many dinosaurs just being confirmed or tossed aside. It's just, and you have Hammond just saying, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," with awe and reverence, like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. That is when a movie transcends cinema. But that is the scene that I wish I could go back in time and have the first impression again, because I still remember as a kid seeing that brachiosaur and thinking, dinosaurs are alive.
Real.
I thought this was a documentary.
Dang, that looks good.
These they're alive. And because I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid. Up until I was 16, I wanted to be one. Until I found out that it's hard to be a family man away from home. And you're not making it big unless you make a huge discovery, which is slim. And I wanted to be a dad first and foremost. So I kind of put that dream on the back burner.
I'll say, considering from the paleontologist I know, you made the right decision. But it's not easy work.
Yeah, that's what made me start rephrasing what my grown-ups were like. What do you want to be when you grow up? A dinosaur hunter. I know they're alive. They're on an island somewhere. Called Isla Nublar. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna capture them. And it didn't help that, so many toys were around for dinosaurs. I was cultivated at a very young age to love dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
Land Before Time, Jurassic Park, it was all getting me, man.
Oh, yeah.
But, you guys got me on a tangent. Where was I going to go with all of this?
We're talking about the pacing.
The pacing, yes. So, the 23 minutes made people so antsy. And it takes quite a few pages to get to the actual park and everything. Up until, and as soon as they land, they see Apatosaurus just right then and there. And this might be one of I feel like it wasn't treated with as much reverence as, maybe it's because I don't have John Williams' score just playing as that's going.
That is one thing I feel like with audiobooks, I've seen it in some where they've been able to integrate music to kind of help build some of that crescendo, but I'd also, I think, kind of depends on your ability to build that moment in your mind. For me, it did feel just as big, and given I probably was like picturing the movie, but oh man, and it helped. I was probably outside in like the wilderness as this was happening. But yeah, like and like I said, the pacing felt pretty fast from the get-go for me as I was reading, because unlike the movie, they introduce the dinosaurs so fast, and for like my imagination, I'm seeing the raptor attack, I'm seeing the compy jump on the little girl, and all of that kind of build up to it. And yeah, I don't know, I was just feeling it every moment. Like I said, I was just soaking this book in, just loving it.
Yeah, there's something to like viewing a movie and then reading the book after that kind of just messes with you a little.
Yeah,
it really
no
does.
doubt.
Which to this day, I can't tell you how he describes Ian Malcolm, because I still picture Jeff Goldblum. Which I think, if I remember vaguely, doesn't he say he's like a balding man?
Yeah,
in the book, and like
pictured Steve
They
Jobs.
act like rock stars.
they act like rock stars, which Jeff Goldblum did a great job on that part. But yeah, definitely not a balding guy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was able to actually imagine Dr. Grant being younger than in the movie. I always felt like he was pretty old in the movie.
Yeah.
But, and same with Sattler.
Sattler.
Yeah.
I picture her a lot younger in the book than
she's
she
only
appeared in
24
the
years
movie.
old in the book. And to all the men, she's just a babe.
How many times he talks about her legs. I'm just like, that's the slower part. I was like, yeah, let's get to the dinosaurs.
Well, I think it's funny how, like when she first introduced herself to, I think it's Gennaro, and Grant's like, lawyer, I don't like this guy. And then he like meets Dr. Sattler, Ellie, and he's like, you're a woman. And then like Grant just immediately goes, she doesn't like him either. Like all satisfied, like, yeah, she doesn't like him either.
Yeah.
I will say it's so funny because the two descriptions I feel like Michael does in the book the most is Gennaro and Sattler. Like, he talks about her legs a whole bunch, and then when he talks about Gennaro, he is vastly different than the movie Gennaro.
Yeah.
He talks about Gennaro being
He's
muscular,
like
built, like a handsome guy, and you're just like, dang,
He's not this weenie that's like in the movie.
completely different.
Oh, yeah. But that's so funny.
Do you guys want to dive into maybe characters or themes? Themes, I feel like, is the more rich part of this book. But there are, like you said, Greg, there are so many characters, and they're very well established to where we could talk about like a lot of their points of views and the arguments they present. So that's a big part. This is kind of a free-for-all segment, I would say. We can do themes first, characters, or I don't know. We could get into the differences in the movie, how they present the cloning and the science, which actually, let's actually talk about that. What did you guys think about, like, because in the movie, they present, all the dinosaurs are female. And that seems to be like their only safety precaution, aside from, the
radiation.
Fences. Yeah. Whereas in the book, they have...
You're talking about movie, sorry.
Sorry.
I was like...
in the book, they have the Lycian dependency.
They do mention that in the movie.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. I tell you, I was like spotting things left and right in the movie. I'm like, oh, this is from a book. This is from a book. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So it's like super offhand too. Like, and even sometimes it's in the background. They'll talk about something. They don't nearly as like well address it in the movie as they do in the book. Like the book, it's like they sit down and they're talking about this lysine and this and this. Yeah.
The movie simplifies it quite a bit.
Which is to the best because you go in with a general audience. And I believe when Spielberg got the, is it the rights to make the movie or something? I think he was bidding against James Cameron at the time. And James Cameron said he was going to make it more rated R and just gory.
Dang.
Whereas Spielberg wanted to make it closer to a family film. It's still a pretty scary family film. In fact, I was showing it to my boy early, and he's 2 years old, and half the time I'm like, should I let him? Like, we never finished it, but he loves the Tyrannosaur attacking the car scene. Like, we watch that on too. multiple times a week. Like, I'll pull it up on YouTube, and we're just both sitting on the couch. I'm like, oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at that. You know, PK, that windshield wasn't supposed to come off when the Tyrannosaur went down, so the kid's screams are real.
I was surprised at how well my daughter handled it. She was actually, ooh, dinosaur.
Yeah, my boy's referencing it a lot, and it helps that my sister for Christmas got him, like, you know, the Fisher Price Little People. She got him that scene from. Yeah, it's like the dinosaur.
He can reenact
Ian
it.
Malcolm and Dr. Grant. It's such a cheap scene. There's no car. It's just the dinosaur and the two people. But he's always like, car, dino. I'm like, that's right. We can do this with your cars. We can recreate it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be amazing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like with the security measures, they have the all female, they had the Lycian dependency, which I didn't notice that they mentioned in the movie, which is great. That's how you know it's a good film, because you can catch things the more you watch it. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I loved about the film. I felt like no line of dialogue was wasted. No scene was just fluff. Well,
one thing
you
I
could
noticed,
say that one scene was fluff, but it just looked cool.
they had so much exposition in the film, actually. It was so funny because there were just random moments where like a character would be like, I'm going to give exposition. Nedry, I'm going to give exposition. And it's like, left and right to build but like initially when watching it, I didn't notice any of that. It was only after I read the book that I was like, oh my gosh, there's just all exposition.
Which is usually a big no-no when it comes to a movie, but this was a nice good chunk of meat to sink your teeth into. What's the word? Intellectually.
Yeah.
So it was just fun.
Done well for sure.
But what were the other like security measures? That they had security cameras all around the park with motion detectors that could identify the dinosaurs, and
The fences.
Yeah, and they had the fences and everything. And so, like, the whole argument that's being made near the beginning is that they can be controlled. This is all under control. Yes, there are some bugs that
all
need
these
fixing,
fail-safes.
but yeah, we have all these fail safes that, you know, make it impossible to get them, because, you know, we know the compy is on. There's at least one dinosaur that escaped. There's been an escape. So the question is, how'd they do it? And then the more they take the tour, they find the eggshells near the stegosaurs. And like Timmy, he spotted a juvenile raptor out by the stegosaurs and everything. And that's when, you know, a lot closer than the movie did, they start to come to the conclusion that they're breeding. And this is probably one of my favorite parts with Ian Malcolm talking through the radio, and he's so smug the way he, like, you can't blame Hammond for hating him, but yeah, he's so cocky with his knowledge, but it doesn't help that he's right a lot of the time.
He's like, I told you so.
Yeah, I
predicted this.
Yeah, I predicted
my
this.
thing predicted
of
this.
course.
Chaos theory.
And
it's all because chaos
Philosophy, chaos theory. I predicted this.
Yeah, I predicted this. And like, it's brilliantly brought up. Like, they see the eggshell, and Grant's the one to identify, like, and to insist that it's a raptor egg. Yeah, because what was he doing at the beginning of the book? He was excavating a dig site of a baby raptor and possibly a nest site. So he's the one insisting, this is an egg, most likely a raptor egg. I've dug up a bunch of these, and they're saying, well, this is impossible because there's security cameras. They say they can track the animals any moment.
Oh yeah, they can get a number of animals, and then it
and this is why I recommend the book for your first time, because it shows like what they see on the computer screens and everything.
Yeah,
like this is the chapter where they're talking about it, and Arnold brings up the list, and he's like, there we go, 238 species, and, you know, it has the hadrosaurs, there's 11, and there's 11 found, and, you know, you got the microceratopses, we have 22 expected and 22 found.
Computer system has imaging to match to each dinosaur, so it's able to even, like, keep track of each specific dinosaur, so they know how many compies, they know how many raptors, they know how many hadrosaurs and whatnot.
Yep, and so then Ian Malcolm does the thing that, you know, You guys overlook this. I love
so
how it's
much.
something so simple.
That is exactly what would get overlooked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is something. It's something that human... See, that's what I love about this book. The people actually act like people. They actually act like regular human
Real
beings.
mistakes.
And, Ian or Dr. Malcolm, he's the one that decides, oh, okay, let's turn this up on its head. Let's approach this backwards. Why don't you try, you're always expecting 238 species or 238 animals. Try looking up 239. And what do you know? 239 is found. And they see that there's one extra.
There's an extra dinosaur.
Yeah.
And he's like,
they were so
more.
worried about dinosaurs escaping, they weren't thinking about breeding.
Yep. And so when they do look up 300 and the number keeps going up. See, this is where I think having the book was just so, because I nearly pooped my pants when I saw this. You see,
I was reading along with the ebook, like you guys said. There's the charts and everything.
Yeah, this, when they they find out there's 292 species on the island, or 292 animals, and you can see the differences of what's expected and how much there is. Obviously the tyrannosaurs, there's still 2. The myosaurs, there's just 1 more. And the compies, they're supposed to be 49, but they're 65. So you're like, oh wow, that's a big jump. And then you get down to the Velociraptors, and you're like, oh, there's expected 8. 37. There's 37 raptors, and I'm like,
way more than the movie.
these guys are dead. They're all gonna die. Oh my gosh. The stakes have never been higher, and that's probably why they lifted a cow in the movie, because that's when the stakes are the highest. A little joke there. It's like, oh my gosh, this is anarchy. This is chaos. And then of course, you have Dr. Malcolm, chaos theory,
and Hammond is so mad.
Yes, and Hammond. He is. I guess we'll bounce around with characters and things. Hammond. I would love to talk about him. Would you say he's the main antagonist of this book? Because you have Nedry. He's kind of the reason everything goes so south so quickly.
Yeah.
However, I feel like Hammond is the main antagonist. Would you guys agree?
I would say to me, he was more of a sub antagonist, or just a happenstantial antagonist, because he's definitely different from his movie counterpart. In the movie counterpart, you can see his passion for the dinosaurs. He clearly says, "This park is not for the rich; it's for everyone." In the movie, he's like, "No, we're making money off of this."
I think you got that back.
Or in the book,
yeah.
We're making money.
He's
off of this.
I can charge a lot. In fact, it's going to be better if I charge a lot, because it'll be like a status symbol. So I will open it to the children of the world. Well, the rich ones, at least.
Oh yeah. To me, I would say the antagonist is more, in a sense, a theme, or specifically more the dinosaurs, like the T-Rex and the raptors, because they play kind of. But in a way, it's more the sense of chaos theory and how humans have so little control, and so less so there's a specific person who is the main villain, and more so we really have such a weak ability to control what we perceive as controllable nature. Controllable factors of nature.
Humanity as a whole is probably the antagonist.
Could be humanity, or it could be corporate greed, or it could be just ambition.
But I can see where you're coming from.
Because if you look at Hammond
plays
you get
the main theme.
Michael Chrichton, he always has little sections when he's talking about a character, and you're with the character. He does a few paragraphs where he talks about their backstory just real quick. And with Hammond, he basically tells you that he is this big salesman. He can sell a vision. He would be with the Atherton project, where they had a little pygmy elephant size of a rodent. It was like a squirrel or or something.
Carried it around in a little cage.
Carried around a little cage. He'd bring it to conventions, and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you can do that!" But he never mentioned the fact that the scientists have never found out how to do it again, or that it got sick really easily and it was really aggressive. But he was a salesman first and foremost, and he was a dang good one. And then when you get Henry Wu's backstory, he talks about as a young 28-year-old graduate Doc Hammond comes up and says, universities aren't the place for intellectual stuff anymore. And besides, you go there, you're going to have to go through grants, government funding and everything. Come with me and you'll be in charge. You'll have no limit. And you're listening to that. You're like, oh,
he is
man,
the great orchestrator of all the...
He's a dreamer and he sells it so well. And that might be why I really am, because a pushy salesman is one of my least favorite people. Oh my gosh. So people who just prey on not telling all the truth, I get so peeved. And throughout the course of the book, Henry Wu, I feel like, is one of the very first voices of reason to Hammond when he explains, these dinosaurs, they're not complete dinosaurs, but they're acting like these vicious monsters.
They're our best guesses.
Yeah, they're our best guesses. And, since we can bioengineer these things, why don't we bioengineer them to be slower, a little more docile, a little more manageable?
More in the public perception of a dinosaur.
They expect. They expect these lumbering giants. They expect these easy to control and outrun things, which, I never thought about when watching him. Like, if you can make... So basically he's saying, I'm playing God here. Why don't I make it to where we can manage it better? And, that's the first voice of reason. And what does Hammond do? He's like, they're perfect the way they are. We're going to make so much money off this. Don't change a thing because, schedules need to be met. Investors need to be repaid. And they're getting antsy. And, they have a slew of problems just on every front, just bugs. But, so Hammond right there just shuts him down. And I see that. That's when I first think, okay, he is probably the antagonist. And he's constantly butting heads with Dr. Malcolm and always insisting, we have this under control. If it wasn't for, Nedry doing this, we would have it under control. I do like
how he plays such a non-helpful role in the book compared to the movie. In the movie, he's actually playing a role of a lot of the characters who he pulls up the plans and helps to navigate the computer.
He's actually doing something.
But in the book, he is constantly in the background, just nagging people, getting mad at people, and criticizing the whole experience.
Yeah, eating ice cream.
Eating ice cream. Yeah, he's just sitting there eating ice cream.
I actually thought in that moment he was going to poison someone. So I could see where you're coming from. I was like, dang, is this guy going to kill someone? What's going on here?
But you hear him, every time you hear him talk about Nedry, to Nedry, he's like, did you screw up again, Nedry? You can see why Nedry is just so pissed to be working here. You can't blame him for seeing an easy buyout and just being like, you know what? I don't care if this place burns to the ground or goes to heck. I'm going to be making $1.5 million off of this and be gone.
I mean, Nedry, we got to talk about him too.
Yeah, let's talk about Nedry because
Wayne Knight,
I can't
play it so good.
Well, I got to say he elevated him.
Yeah,
in the movie, that's probably my favorite character in the movie. Now that I rewatch it,
Nedry is, huh?
He is so good. Just when he meets with Dodson.
We got Dodson here.
Dodson, we got Dodson here.
See, nobody cares.
Doesn't it amaze you when he puts the shaving cream in his hand and wipes it on the pie? Doesn't it amaze you when he wipes it off, it looks like picture perfect. It's straight out of an illustration. What?
Dude, as a kid, I thought it was whipping cream the whole time. I was like,
could you imagine being the person eating that pie?
Oh yeah, dude, such a perfect casting for a character.
I don't know why this bothers me, but in the movie it's Barbasol. In the book it's Gillette.
Yeah. Well, I heard it was Gillette didn't want anything to do with it, so they had to go with Barbasol.
They missed out.
Yeah, they missed out big.
Yeah, but have you guys heard the theory of Nedry's character in the movie pays tribute to
the Goonies? Yeah, he's cosplaying as all the Goonies.
Yeah.
No way.
So
oh my gosh.
In the first scene, he's wearing the Hawaiian shirt like Chunk, and then the next scene, he's wearing the gray coat like Mouth, and then the last scene, he's wearing the yellow coat like Mikey.
So cool.
So,
dang.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it's a pretty big coincidence. But
It's a pretty big one, and
Yeah.
I choose to believe it. You know,
Yeah.
The Goonies
It's pretty
is
fun
such a great movie. Like, why not?
Is it
And-
Goonies Steven Spielberg?
yeah.
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 gosh.
So,
So-
like,
Yeah.
you know,
Same director.
same director. So why they have that information on hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is they're missing data.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
Wonder if,
Henry Wu could have done something.
A little too much typecasting.
Yeah. But Nedry, and like, I mean, the whole didn't say the magic word. So good, you know. I love that. And then like,
Oh, dude, and his scream is so iconic. It makes
Can't
the
even do
scene,
it.
man.
it's so good.
It just elevates the scene so well. The Dilophosaurus attacking him.
Yeah.
It spits on him in the eyes and the lightning flashing. Ah!
Well, I remember we talked about this when I first read it, about when, you know, how he was killed in the book and how much more brutal it was than in the
It
movie.
is so
Yes.
gruesome.
Talk about rated R. It
But-
could easily be a rated R movie.
I wanted to talk about how would you rather go out? The way Nedry went out, or is it Ed Regis?
Ed Regis, yeah.
Which
Ed
I think
Regis.
pretty much combine Regis and Gennaro.
Yes.
in the movie.
Yeah.
So Ed Regis, he was for our viewers, he was the publicist, but for the time that the park is happening,
Tour guide.
yeah, he becomes tour guide, and Hammond basically makes him this
Babysitter.
babysitter of his grandkids.
Yeah.
Which also, real stupid move of Hammond, just bringing his grandkids. And I see it as this is him just being so confident that they
Yeah.
control the park.
Yeah.
That, like, there's a purpose to it in the writing, and he's just so confident, you know. But, like, Ed Regis is the one in place of Gennaro that is in the car with the kids and gets eaten by the Tyrannosaur. And it's a lot more...
He gets eaten by the juvenile.
Yeah, the juvenile
Oh, yeah.
Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's two in the book.
But
There's a
doesn't
juvenile.
just get eaten.
and-
It just plays
He
with
gets
him.
played with.
Yeah.
I swear, there's that. That would be my pick for the worst way to go. Even worse than Nedry,
Oh,
because
really?
getting played with by an animal, it's like a bear. Like a grizzly bear would
Oh, yeah.
start eating you alive.
You hear about like the bear
But, like-
attacks and like kids' tents, and you're just
Yeah.
like,
or you
I
hear
can't
about the
tiger.
orcas with the seals. Like they are flipping those things up and
Yeah.
bloody up. Like it's like playing with someone who just does not know their own strength,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
just don't care.
Exactly.
Although, dude, this third time when I read that part, when it's like he's playing with him, I was imagining the Tyrannosaurus moving as the bones do in the night at museum, just all like, like pushing him down and just be like, "Come on,
It's
come
like a
on,
dog.
move again." Yeah. And I was
Just
like
as
chuckling
happy
to
as can
myself.
be. Yeah.
Ooh, this is fun. Get up,
which
again.
is, I mean, perfect. Like that's one thing I love about the book is it very much personalizes the dinosaurs. In the movie, I feel like they are more of an almost beast creature like, and in the book it very much makes the dinosaurs to me feel so much more real and like they actually have characters to them. Because
Yeah.
the juvenile dinosaur, like moment I love with it is when the big T-Rex is in the water and it's going after the boat, the raft, and then the juvenile's on the bank by the dead hadrosaur. And it's just roaring
And he
like,
roars,
"Yeah,
like,
this is my
mine.
food for me." And then the big T-Rex is like, "Hey,
Oh,
get away from
no,
me!"
yeah.
and goes chasing after him. It's just like, yes.
But yeah, like I was saying, like being killed by an animal that would play with you in a sense, versus like a tiger or cats.
It's gonna just
Yeah.
maul you,
they
and
would
kill,
kill
you
you
quick.
first and then eat you.
Is it the Dilophosaurus? Is that what it's called? The
Yeah,
thing?
the Dilophosaur. Yeah.
Talks about how he first blinds Nedry. Nedry starts to go numb, gets his gut spilled, and then
guts him.
Yeah, and he's
talks about its
holding
head,
his intestines.
or it starts to wrap its
Yeah.
jaws around his head.
It clamps
Bites
his
his
jaws
head.
around his head.
I mean, graphic and intimidating, but you're right. Like
That's
being
quicker.
played with. Oh,
I mean,
not.
as horrible as that would be, at least it's quicker
Yeah.
than being played with by a juvenile T-Rex. Oh my gosh.
oh yeah.
oh man.
Oh yeah, poor guy. Poor Ed Regis, and he was just so ashamed for abandoning those kids. He was trying to go back and do the right thing.
I mean, partially because it talks about how he was trying to think of excuses for running away. So, I mean, obviously ashamed, but also like, how can I defend myself in this, shameful moment?
Which is kind of a human thing, but, it's a despicable human. It's like this something terrible that humanity has and everything.
But granted, honestly, I don't know how I would react. I'd be like, every man for himself. No, the moment
kidding.
where the kids are like, he ran away. It's like, come on, man. Be a man.
Yeah, be a man. Come on, step up. But I guess since we mentioned the Tyrannosaur, in the book, the way Grant has no idea that its vision is based on movement. Like that's one of my only gripes with the movie is that like
he just knows.
How are you gonna know that from bones?
Yeah.
How can you find that out? Like how do you know that? He learns it.
Is that established because of the frog DNA? Because they mention how the frogs,
the amphibian,
or is
that's
that
part
like
of the amphibian
what we
DNA? Because
speculate?
frogs will only see what can move and stuff, and it makes sense to me. Like because the Tyrannosaur, it senses he's there. Like, so its sense of smell is still working, but it couldn't see it. Like, it's like it's smelling a chicken wing right in front of it. It's like, where the heck is it?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? And it's roaring because it knows whatever runs from me is prey. Like, whatever runs, I can eat because, I'm an apex predator. And I just love how Grant discovers it. And it's just so satisfying when our characters who are, top notch of their class, doctors and everything, they're still humble enough to know they don't know things and they're still able to just learn on their feet. And that's probably why, like, you're an archaeologist. Would you say it's pretty accurate how like all these scientists are talking where like, they will admit, I don't know, or we're not sure, but this is what we do know. And kind of like, they seem to come off but fairly humble to me. I feel like Dr. Wu comes off a little more annoyed because he keeps getting questioned, and Hammond he's not a doctor. He's not a scientist. But, Grant and Malcolm and Sattler and Muldoon and like even Arnold, who is like a specialist in his own field, they all seem to know like, things are not perfect, but we have all this control because of this. I can still make a counter argument based on what I know because of this kind of thing. Like, would you say that's pretty accurate in your field, Jeff?
It is very circumstantial. This is a discussion we've had, me and Greg have had, but a huge problem with the ology fields is people have invested, and I think the basis of it, people invested their whole lives to like a subject and a study. And so what usually happens, and this has been a huge problem in archaeology, is as soon as something comes along that could contradict somebody's study, there's so much pride invested in it that person, whatever mainstream archaeologist, they will go to lengths to cry and like shut down the opposing studies. Yeah. And I would say paleontology probably has a little different, maybe there's a little more humility in that because there is
you only have
so much
clues.
unknown.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there is some that bleeds in there. I mean, you do get some that are more humble and are willing to take like kind of opposing views. But
nobody likes to be told that they're wrong.
Oh yeah.
For
especially
sure.
after,
So I
spending
get that.
20, 30 years in a study of something.
But it's amazing the lengths that some scientists go to hold on to their theories.
I tell you, it's funny. I can't stand talking to most archaeologists. And I am one. And it is so hard because, you can't even have a conversation about anything that could go against the mainstream with them. And they will just be like, and just make a huge deal about it and becomes so much bigger than it needs to be. And, a
good example is Graham Hancock, if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah.
But he's just been throwing a whole bunch of pebbles in the archaeological,
which he's caused a lot of problems, and he's done some of the things he's done haven't been so ethical, but even then it's like he is one of the examples of like how just that I guess pride can take over and kind of ruin what could be an actual productive discussion moment. I think Grant is kind of unique in that he seems, like you said, have more of that humility, and especially in that moment, like given an opportunity to see what you are studying in person and an actual visualization of it would make a huge difference. And I think even then, like Grant kind of recognizes that these are the dinosaurs they made, right? So they are, for the most part, still, the dinosaurs he's studying, but also altered by humans and
other DNA.
Yeah.
Which I guess kind of shows Grant's character. Like he's seeing, okay, my career is changing right before my eyes, and he's learning as he's going. Like he seems to always be thirsting for knowledge, because he's like, I want to see how you get the DNA. And like with the baby raptor, when they first do the tour, he's like, takes
I
that
love
to
it. He's
him,
like
just
flipping it around. In the
it's like
movie, he's like so soft with it.
yeah, and he's just prodding it and poking it, just so curious. So like he's definitely someone who is not curmudgeon-y in his ways, like you said, a doctor who's going to such great lengths to be married to this theory. He's someone who's just like fluid in his knowledge and knowing that this can change any moment, which is the
thirst.
Yeah, he has the thirst, so he's constantly doing that.
Well, what I think is interesting is Grant in the book is an outlier in his community.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's wrote a book saying that dinosaurs are more like birds. You know?
Yep, you're right.
I can see why that's definitely within his character.
Which at that time would have been a more controversial view, considering the mainstream view of dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was slow, stupid reptiles.
Which I gotta say, Michael Chrichton, I feel like, was just so ahead of his time with the science, the theories that he's coming out with. I feel like, because when was it written? Was it 80? 90?
Or he started it in the early 80s, and then he published it in the 90s, I believe.
Okay.
1990.
Because, he references stuff happening in like the mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
Talk about an educated person, too.
Oh, I think he studied to be a doctor and everything, and got
Harvard
his medical,
graduate.
Harvard graduate, and then just decided, I'm going to be a writer. And he definitely applies it in here. Like his other books, I've only read Lost World and Jurassic Park, but I have the copy of Andromeda Stain, and there's one that you gave me that your mom had. I think it's like a time travel stories.
Timeline.
The Timeline.
Yeah, the movie is pretty good. It's a little like
cheesy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the movie, it's an enjoyable movie. That's a book I want to read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you getting to with that? With Crichton's writing?
Yeah, I just feel like he was just so bold to, write what he did, being. I think at the time it was probably more just speculation, and it's actually become more and more accurate as we.
Well, it's become more and more feasible considering the types of technology that have been developed for it. But even back then, his imagining of the process is bold, and like you said, like he took a leap. But he took it with, confidence, and I think, it paid off so well in how he wrote it out.
Well, I also really appreciate, like, for a plebeian like me, hearing all this sciencey techno babble and everything, I was still able to follow along my first read, and I was just like, oh, I get it. Lycium, that's something that they made him dependent on. Like, it's some chemical that is made to be here on the island. Like,
he definitely. Walks that fine line of being way overly complicated and, good enough for a layperson.
Yes. Which, with all the discussions in this book, I'm really glad he makes almost all the main characters really smart, and it shows to where you can't say, oh, this guy is an idiot. Lex is an idiot, but the whole time you can never tell yourself, you can never say what a dumb decision. I guess with Hammond as well with the grandkids, but
there's definitely character moments, but in general,
you're never saying
like surrounded
these guys
by
are
these
idiots. They're making the stupidest. The whole time you're just like, man,
They're all just
they're doing so well and everything.
peak in their film.
Yeah, and yet the dinosaurs are still getting the upper hand here, which I think was the point. He made them as smart as possible just to show that you can have all the technology, you can have all the brains, but you try to control nature. You try to play God.
Basically every Malcolm moment.
Yes, you are going to get superseded. It's going to surpass you. You are out of your league in vast amounts. It's going to get the better of you, which I think is amazing. And since you mentioned the Malcolm effect, how about we talk about a little bit of Malcolm? Because he has his moments, especially when he's on morphine, where he gets very philosophical.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much stating the exact same thing, just in different ways, which in general, I mean, he's still building on it every time he talks, but it's also like he is basically trying to explain the idea just to different audiences kind of thing. And I think part of I almost feel like Malcolm was Michael Chrichton inserting himself.
I'm thinking so too. That was his self-insert character.
Yeah.
Where he could be like, I need to get my point across. Malcolm's my guy.
Exactly.
I'm him.
Yeah. How can I explain? Malcolm, you do it.
Which I feel like Jeff Goldblum played him pretty faithfully, because when they're taking the tour, he's looking in the screen. Are there any dinosaurs on your tour? Heckling Hammond. And when they see the Rex in the book and he's hiding in the trees, and they mention, he's got sensitive skin. He usually gets sunburned. And Malcolm says, "You're really making this experience great for me. You're really ruining the experience here."
Yeah.
He's just there to just be this. He starts off as this dog nipping the wheels of a cart, coming out nipping at the heels, until it's he's overtaken
total theoreticist mathematician personality, completely that personality, where they're going to come in well, actually, and then let me ruin this for you.
You find out bubble. You find out beforehand that he wrote out this huge equation saying how this park is going to fail before he even went.
He just walks in, and Gennaro's like, "So you think Jurassic Park's going to fail?" "Oh, I know it's going to fail."
And lo and behold,
how could you predict that they left the park? Well, I did. They did. We don't even know that, but they will. Which, I mean, it's funny because it makes it seem like, oh, Malcolm just seems to be this all-knowing person, but really it's just the concept he's trying to get across, that as much as we have this hubris of trying to think we can control something, which honestly, I mean, being in a science field, you just see how true that is, how much we think we can control something. There's so many factors beyond what we can comprehend, which, I mean, not to get too religious here, but hence I think a need for faith. It proves that there are things that as much as we can learn in science, we just cannot comprehend everything and even factor for everything. That's the whole point of chaos theory. The measurements that led to the development of chaos theory basically were and led to showing how there could be such a vast difference between exactly the same numbers, reading out for weather patterns. The very difference that made that huge difference, the huge gap between the measurements, was basically a butterfly wing flap, hence the butterfly
effect.
Yeah, and literally me moving my can from here to here, not to say I'm going to change the weather, but it's basically that idea in how it could affect, the sequence of events. And I mean, there is a hubris with science to think we can make a difference on, what is essentially such a cosmic scale of events happening.
Well, let me ask you this then. Since Dr. Malcolm is one of the more prominent characters and he gets a lot of the most exposition dumps kind of things, I don't know if you guys shared any opinion. I personally loved him. Did you have a favorite line or excerpt or monologue of his? Perfect. I could count on you, Jeff. I don't know if you have one, Greg.
One benefit of the ebook is just being able to copy paste.
Yeah. Oh man, that's nice.
Man, I had a couple. Let's see if I can pick one that will kind of be the best. It was hard because there's so many moments.
There's so many
where he's saying something that just like, you're like, hits me. He says scientists are actually preoccupied with accomplishment, so they are focused on whether they can do something. They never stop to ask if they should do something. They conveniently define such considerations as pointless. If they don't do it, someone else will. Which, truth in that. Discovery, they believe it is inevitable, so they just try to do it first. That's the game in science. Even pure scientific discovery is an aggressive, penetrative act. It takes big equipment and it literally changes the world afterward. Particle accelerators scar the land and leave radioactive byproducts. Astronauts leave trash on the moon. Which again, there's like a whole thing about that. Like the fact that leaving something out in outer space actually can affect the way the Earth rotates, and they didn't even factor for that. There are always some proof that scientists were there making their discoveries. Discovery is always a rape of the natural world, always. And just like.
How does that hit you, Jeff? You're out in nature studying things. Then again, you're studying stuff that's in the past.
Well,
but you're affecting
crazy
the environment and the Earth.
That's one of the crazy things I've just been learning more and more about archaeology. Being in archaeology, it is a extremely destructive field. Like when we go and excavate, you think, oh, we're covering and we're exposing the site. We are destroying the site. That is something wild to think about. Like you go in and we are basically tearing it apart. We're tearing it apart in a way where we can basically recreate it because we're doing all the measurements and getting all the information we can. But even then, like, in the excavations I have been in, I mean, when you go in and you dig something, this is, again, as an archaeologist, I'll make a statement here. This is why it's so important you do not remove artifacts. Go and look at the artifact, pick it up, take pictures of it, enjoy it, be careful with it, but put it back, because as soon as that artifact is moved and taken away, all the information is lost, which I agree with Malcolm's sentiment that science can be a rape, but it is also so important. And I think this is really where like humility needs to play a role in science and our ability to like work with each other, because again, pride is the downfall of science. Scientists seeking to leave their mark on the land, they're going to be the ones that will destroy the field by their own hubris and their pride. It's important to have the humility, but being able to get in there and dig and expose the information in the site is still so important to understanding history, understanding the processes. So I feel like obviously a balance is needed, not trying to trend one way too far or the other, but there is going to be scars no matter what, but still, retaining that humility to balance ourselves. Right. Yeah. That's my tirade.
Yeah, even though Jeff described archaeology as destroying, please do not go against archaeology. I still think it's a field that's needed, because in order to understand the future, we must understand the past. And I'm a big fan of uncovering more evidence for the Book of Mormon, which is archaeology.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
No, I think Jeff hit it right on the head for sure. I do like the part where towards the end where Hammond is like, well, at least we stopped them from getting all over the world and destroying the world. And then the mountain's like, you really think we're gonna destroy the world?
You think this is still going to work?
Yeah. It's like, how
destroy the world.
How arrogant you are. Like the world will be
And Hammond's
fine.
like, oh, isn't the world getting destroyed?
Yeah. This is where Hammond's clutching at straws for his argument and basically saying these progresses in science are necessary in order to save the planet, because the planet is in jeopardy. And that's when Malcolm hits him with, the planet is in jeopardy? How powerful do you think you are? You are an idiot. The planet has survived cataclysm after cataclysm for 4 billion years. What could we do to it? Which, personally, when I first read this, I was like, oh man, the environmentalists are going to hate this. Like this whole global warming stuff and all this stuff. It's like, I don't know if like I think it converted me to be like I don't want like I do not sanction polluting. That is a terrible practice. Like we should take care of our planet, but at the same time, I don't think we need to get our panties in a wad.
Oh man, well,
when
that whole thing is such a passionate thing for me because like you consider
it's passionate, huh?
Well, I mean, we talk about the impacts of global warming, right? And like, oh yeah, like it's creating these superstorms and all these things. And the problem is what people do with global warming because there's climate change out there, but when they take it and they use it to push their narrative or push their agenda,
being politicized.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, one of the issues I have is so many third world countries are still third world countries because freaking climate activists went in and took away their ability to use oil and gas. Oil and gas and coal is how we became America today. I mean, being able to use those things is what allowed us to develop. And when they go in and they take it away and they say, oh, no, use solar power, use wind power. They're not going to progress in the way. And part of it, I think, is intentional to keep those countries in those positions.
Yeah.
But, and again, not to say, like you said, don't pollute, don't litter.
Yeah, like I still believe we need to take care of the planet. Like I grew up reading Calvin and Hobbes, which there's plenty of messages in there of taking care of the planet, and which great comic by the way, very high-minded. And
but don't allow that agenda to overrule like what is actually the reality of the situation, which I think again is what Malcolm is talking about is like, don't think that you making this park is going to save the world. It's not, because
it's not.
It's
the world doesn't
destroy
need
the world.
saving.
It's
the world's going to
save
survive.
It.
Yeah, which I do love that part.
Yeah.
And as well, just on the theme of industrialization versus nature, that's a great theme I love being explored in writing, like because Tolkien explores it for a bit. But a really great movie that I feel like explores it so well and lets it breathe and gets fleshed out is Princess Mononoke. Side tangent. I don't know if any of you have seen that movie. It looks like you have, Jeff. It's a Studio Ghibli film where
I love the premise of it is fantastic.
Yes, it's fantastic. Where it lets the people of who are industrializing, they need those materials. They need to survive. Like you don't want them to die, but at the same time, you see all the nature in that film with Princess Mononoke, all the forest spirits and the animal spirits. And you're
if I'm remembering, even Miyazaki said the premise isn't to make one group more right than the other. It's basically just to show like kind of the extremes.
See, and that I feel like is somewhat lost in modern Hollywood because everyone wants to have their opinions pushed. I feel like no one can ever just think and let an idea be and be heard. And that's what I really appreciate about this book, which in the end, I think Michael Chrichton is saying one side is better than the other, which I can't really argue with him based on, all the stuff, just studying history and how if we do, like other writers as well, I think it's Mary Shelley with Frankenstein, a man playing God, creating life, and look how that went. It's just so amazing when a writer, but still he let the other side speak, which that's what I mean when I say I love a good argument where not the kind of arguments that politicians have or the kind of arguments you see on the internet. I love an argument where both sides are able to speak and they can just be either shut down or they can be retorted and built back up. They can stand. The truth is like a lion. It can defend itself. A lie is what needs to be defended the most. My favorite, probably one of my favorite Malcolm moments is when he's talking about thin intelligence and discipline, where he's saying the people who don't see the overall
that was like
outcome.
One of his most insulting speeches.
I love that. I love the term thin intelligence, where you are just thinking for a solution for like maybe the next year or two, and seeing as how we live in a place where there's so much road construction. And so many houses getting built. And when the roads get expanded, it's never to be for a long term. It's always for the... It's
as soon as they finish, they're like, crap, we need to expand it again.
Yes, it's that thin intelligence that just drives me crazy.
Hey, well, let's give them credit where credit is due with Mountain View Corridor.
I do love that. I
They
did
made
drive
that
on that.
road ready to be a
And they made it fast, too.
6-lane freeway. That thing is huge.
I am a fan of it. Like, out where I live, they did finish it pretty quick, and the time it's saving me is its dividends.
Yeah.
But with also the discipline, he mentions how he says, like, in a physical practice, like with a karate master, he goes through years of training, and he gets that discipline where, yes, he can now kill people with his bare hands,
example.
but he never does, because while he learned about how important it is to only do it at the right time. With science, you don't get that discipline. You, Hammond, have stood on the shoulders of giants. You saw what they did, and you took the next step. And before you even knew what you had, this is like from movie and book. This is where it like seems to overlap and just be synonymous. Before you knew what you had, you patented, you sold it, and you let the world know. And now you're just gobbling it up. It's incredible how he says how much discipline is needed in all fields, whether it be physical practice, athleticism, scientific, and knowledge. It's just so incredible how he's just able to put that to the forefront of your mind. Like, this is kind of what tells me these are smart people, because they're able to explain things that even a layman can understand. And that's how Chrichton was a very smart man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I think, to a degree, like, I would say maybe 10, 15 years ago, I probably wouldn't have done as well with this book as I did now. I think, life experience can teach you something to help you understand these concepts.
Yeah.
But yeah, even then,
I mean,
well written.
10, 15 years ago, it'd still be like, oh, I love dinosaurs. This is so fun.
It's still so full of action that you
right there.
are still going to eat it up.
The
because
Malcolm moments, I would be like, oh, get it over with. I don't want the lecture.
Well, do we want to talk about our favorite characters? And why is everybody's favorite character Muldoon?
I actually really like Gennaro, but...
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I will say, it is so hard for me to pick a favorite, because, again, this book, I tell you, I was loving it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But
Muldoon.
They did him disservice in the movie.
Oh, no kidding.
a huge disservice, man.
They did him so
iconic
dirty.
line, but done dirty.
I mean, he's still pretty BA in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
In the book. My gosh, he's so cool.
He's awesome in the book. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Tell us, why is he the best character, in your opinion, Greg?
I do feel like the narrator of the audiobook did his voice so good.
Yeah.
So I love that. But, my favorite part is when they find out that the power has been on auxiliary power the whole time, and the fences have all been down, and he's like, the raptors are out, and they're going to kill us all.
ourselves.
And then he's just like, he takes over. He's just like, we're doing this. This is the plan.
Well,
you do this.
even
You do
then-
this.
Yeah, and even Hammond's like,
Before
are you
stuff
going to
starts
injure my
happening-
animals? And he's like, that's not the concern.
Yeah.
The concern is, what are they going to do to us?
Yeah.
Before everything starts happening, he goes and gets a bazooka.
Oh, and I love one thing that happens in the story that I just love is that he gets the bazooka and puts it in the Jeep, and then Nedry takes that Jeep
Yeah, and see, it was just the perfect storm of all these bad things happening.
weapon.
Yep, the one that he was allowed to have that could actually do something.
Such a
Yeah.
good, I mean, again, the writing, the building of that narrative from moment to moment, it's just so
Yeah,
good.
You never feel too much. Well, there's one or two moments where I felt like it was a little contrived, but for the most part, like I said, these are acting like real people, which is what I love. And it doesn't feel contrived. You're like, yeah, of course he's going to put it in the backseat of the Jeep so it's ready at a moment's time.
Yeah.
No one knew what Nedry was going to do. And Nedry, of course, sees the one Jeep he can take, and he takes it. And then we all know what happens to Nedry. And it's so frustrating how many times they see the headlights and they don't go looking for it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And then another favorite part that isn't really described, you just hear Muldoon talking on the radio, and it sounds like he's in a tunnel, and he's like, "I'm stuck in a pipe. Like, these buggers are trying to get me," and he
blasts off a raptor.
their legs.
He bazookaed a raptor
inside a pipe.
Dude, why didn't we get that in the movie?
Oh man, it's so
and
cool.
then
Good.
somehow he's able to get out of the pipe and get with Wu, who's coming to pick him up. That he doesn't write about at all. It's just like happens. He's
I love
just
when-
like saved.
He's with Sattler, and Sattler's outside the lodge fence, and he's like calling to the raptors, "Come get it!" It's like they don't understand English. Oh yeah, just fantastic character. Yeah.
Oh, he was amazing. And like as he's built up, like he's introduced. Okay, he was out in Kent. He was born in Kenya, and he has so much experience with African wildlife, and he knows how animals kill and everything. So the fact that right from the get-go, he's saying, yeah, the raptors, those need to be destroyed. You need to get rid of those things. Like, he's already seeing the writing on the wall when it comes to this.
Yeah.
So he's like just another sub-argument for against the park, and yet he's still there being like, I'm getting paid really well to be here. And it hasn't gone tits up yet. So, the scene where he's wedged in the pipe. And he's like, I blast one of their legs off. I regret not waiting for their snouts to come in. He's like, they're leaving me alone for now, but
He's like,
maybe I'll give them
hopefully
a
they don't
chance.
come for my legs.
Yeah, and he's like, I would hate to have them take a piece of my hindquarters.
Oh man, yeah, and I just love his confidence. And as soon as like stuff's going on, he's like going, like you said, taking charge. And when he goes after the T-Rex to go like trank it, oh my gosh, that scene is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I love how Gennaro's just hanging along. Like he's
tagging
like,
along for the ride with Muldoon all the time.
talk about rising to the moment. He's a freaking lawyer, and he's like,
Yeah, this is
"All right,
where
I'll
I'm
go
like,
with ya."
Gennaro is totally different in the book because he is just rising to the occasion like 90% of the time.
He's
want
freaking taking over in so many things.
Yeah. Do you want to live dangerously?
So
You want to live dangerously again?
Muldoon hops in the Jeep after he tries to trank the T-Rex. Why aren't you driving?
Or Gennaro is like, you missed him. He's like, I don't think I missed. I think I hit him. Yeah.
Dang laser sights.
I will say I don't know if we're done with Muldoon. We can probably go back to him. But
Yeah. No, that's
favorite
probably all
character,
I'll
I'd say for me, I think I've decided Tim. Oh
do.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Dude, Tim is awesome.
He is BA, just so cool. And from
Such
moment
a
to
good
moment,
little kid.
mature little kid. But, oh man, when he's like, just the way he handles things, I mean, just so cool. But one of my absolute favorite moments, and I was just eating this up so much intensity, so much suspense when they're behind the waterfall and Grant's stuck in that room, and then the T-Rex is like trying to get into the waterfall,
Like
and
licking
its
him.
tongue, and it's like pulling it into his head. And I mean, talk about like. Tim is, he's like coming to realize he's like, I might
this
die.
is inevitable. I'm just going to take it silently.
Here I go. The T-Rex is rolling him in with his tongue.
Yeah, he's
and
like
then
taking that soldier going down the ship.
And then the T-Rex collapses. Oh,
And the train
second
finally
favorite
kicks
character,
in.
T-Rex. Talk about persistent. Oh my gosh! The moment after moment, it's in the moment I absolutely love is they're just floating along the river and they're talking and chit chat, and then the T-Rex jumps out and tries to get him, and Lex is like, I hate him so much.
Oh man, yeah, I love that scene. Which I'm glad they
man.
brought it in for the new Jurassic World movie. But the
I heard
problem
about that,
is
yeah.
they show the teeth going on that raft too many times. You're like, man, they're giving plot armor to everything these days. But I do love that scene because I love the way Tim talks to Lex. She's like, what? It can't swim? Of course it can swim. Everybody knows that.
Of course it can.
Of course it can. Snakes can't swim. Yes, they can. Like he's just shaking his sister,
You
be like,
little
"You are
idiot."
so dumb." Yeah, Lex is probably my least favorite character. I swear.
I try not to falter too much.
Yeah, I
being
know she's 8 years old.
8-year-old,
But there
7-year-old,
there were
it's like,
moments where
yes.
she is just making those dinosaurs look like protagonists at that time. And I'm like, if they ate her, I would not be mad because I feel like the dinosaurs really earned it, especially with that Tyrannosaurus persistence.
Well, this is something I noticed reading the book back to back. There's a step up where Lex becomes absolutely unbearable.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's the raft part.
Yep.
She's
How many times
she's just
Grant
an annoying
is like,
little kid,
"Will you
and
please
then she gets
listen?"
It's almost. I'm curious what you guys think. Is a character like Lex necessary in a book? She's not really, bringing the plot.
Are you saying is she like all the like in War of the Worlds, like all the girls screaming and basically attracting all the danger kind of
just
instances?
kind of a pointless, annoying character that
seeing
you
as
really
how
can't help but hate.
Seeing as how the kids were first brought because Hammond was so sure of himself that the park was under control, and this is a factor of his pride dismantling the park, I would say not really unnecessary, and it added a lot of great set pieces. We got to see the Tyrannosaurus swim because of her, and we gotta see like
there is a build that she kind of contributes to. I feel like in a way to like moments, frustrating sometimes, suspenseful others. Just.
Oh yeah, we get to see a pterosaur almost pick her up as well.
Yeah.
Like the aviary, that was a crazy scene. That I was like, man, they really missed out with that. Which I think they tried to recreate in Jurassic Park 3 with the pteranodons.
Yeah. It's interesting because like all the movies, I feel like have a little snippet. Maybe not all of them, but
Yeah.
like,
They definitely
for
recycle.
sure.
Like the newest one tried to put it in the raft scene, which we got to talk about that a little bit. My favorite part about that movie was when the Tyrannosaurus Rex rolls over and yawns. That was literally the only thing I liked about that movie. It was so bad.
Oh, that movie was bad.
I
Like
can't express how bad it was.
my biggest gripe was the scaling with the D-Rex. Like one scene, it is like not much bigger than the Tyrannosaur, and then another, it is just huge and like, oh my gosh.
Man.
I love the
That's a
Spinosaurs,
huge
but
issue with modern movies.
Yeah,
is
like-
scale.
see, this is
Yeah.
this is probably, I don't know if this is my hot take. I feel like I'm not the only one who shares this, but Jurassic Park, the one movie, is the only great film in the franchise. Number 2 was, it had a lot of fun set pieces. The raptors in the grass, the trailer falling, a dinosaur in San Diego. That was fun.
Yeah.
I can forgive it. It was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
Memorable
But,
moments, but
like
overall,
the characters, they all stink.
Yeah.
And like Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, the characters are all stupid
Malcolm
too, but you got a
in the Lost
Spinosaur.
World is not Malcolm.
oh yeah,
No, and he has this static character arc because like he doesn't really change. It's like he starts off with the opinion, dinosaurs should not be brought here or anything, and he has the same opinion at the end of the film. He had no growth, and as we read in this book, it says clearly that he dies at the end of this book,
yeah.
which. That's one thing he retcons in the second book.
Interesting.
Right from the get-go, Malcolm's
I was
alive.
wondering about that.
And the reason he gives, like, it's so vague and so stupid. I'm just like, such a pull out of your butt. That I
That
was
is
like,
something I don't know if it's a problem with the book, but like I'm like, why did Malcolm die? Like it almost seems. I'd say the only reason I can think is it helps to finalize like all the things he's saying, kind of to like cement them. But in general, it's like he just kind of sat around philosophizing and then he dies.
Does it actually say he dies? Because I know I'm pretty sure I remember Grant. He says, "How's Malcolm?" And then whoever he asks just shakes his head.
Now I'm like, maybe not.
I don't remember it actually saying that he died, but it implied.
I know it's like very heavily implied
I feel
because
like
he's
it
like
heavily
drifting
implied
away
as they're getting on like the helicopter, being like, it's
he
all
just-
hope is lost.
He just
and
shook his
everything.
head
yeah,
or something like that. But I could be wrong.
interesting.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just remember reading The Lost World and then just seeing like, oh, Malcolm's alive. And I just rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, because it gave the reasoning, and it was just so unbelievable. I'm like, oh, it's this kind of book. Like, I'll forgive it this time because I just loved your first book so much. But then, like, in the second book, he also retcons the whole Tyrannosaurus's vision is now no longer based on movement. Now they can see still things, which I'm like, that was a big deal in the first one. You're just changing that now? Which I think he changed it because of new studies coming out about dinosaurs, because he wanted to be as accurate to the studies that day, which I can't be too mad at. A man who's just pursuing knowledge and trying to write a fun story.
Tough when,
but it's like when kind of major things are getting just retcon, it's tough. Yeah, but
so much of the original story was built on certain things, and then changes from one to the next. Yeah.
I mean, I do have a couple issues with. They're not big, but there was one scene in particular in the book with the giant dragonflies.
Oh yeah,
I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Are you bringing in giant?
They
bugs?
kind of insinuate that they are literally just winging it with so much of the DNA. Like they're bringing back plants, animals, dragonflies. It's like they literally have no idea. They're just bringing things back.
Yeah. Which when they mentioned like the dragonfly with the 6-foot wings.
Yeah.
And like that was one thing where I'm like.
It's like,
wait a second.
You don't really need
but it
they're
doesn't
just
seem
reviving
to fit.
species they're not even keeping track of, because that was never on the computer screens. Like they're just thinking, let's put this into the ecosystem, and it's not gonna affect anything.
That's easily getting away from the island.
Going to contain a dragonfly with a 6-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
But another thing is the ending, actually, where they find this closet full of weapons. That kind of bugged me a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nobody knew about that, or like Hammond was like so prideful that he didn't mention.
Yeah, he didn't want his precious animals being destroyed.
Yeah.
Is Hammond the only one that knew about it? I'm like, no way. Arnold had to have known, or like somebody else
would make it his business to know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that
it almost like didn't even really add anything, anyways, because they never really used the.
No, they didn't.
Weapons.
Like they went and found the raptor nest, so they kind of learned how they were getting off the island.
It's
kind of there just to explain to the reader.
Yeah,
they've been getting off the island because they built their nest near where the boats get off. But with how the book ends, where the Costa Rican government just
carpet bombs.
Yeah, they carpet bombs the entire island.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
I was completely ready for them to leave, like in the movie, and kind of leave it be. But it's just like, nope, they're coming in and they're destroying
clean slating this thing.
Yeah.
And it just, I was like, oh, well, what was the point of finding the raptor nest then if it was taken care of right then and there?
Yeah, that was probably my biggest issue.
Yeah, especially since everything was getting like slowing down. It was like you reached the climax, you got the power back on, and now you're like, oh, you're kind of still like
building up for this other climax.
Something. Yeah, I'm like,
and then it's like,
it
just falls so.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem to do much with it.
I agree with you, because the whole time reading that, I'm like, this seems like it's building up to like a whole another thing. But for me,
it's just like, we're gonna take care of this
pay
right
off.
now. I'm gonna be extra BA right now.
Yeah. Like they're going in and they're going to just take it out.
Yeah, but he even like tells Gennaro, this is your problem. You got to come with me.
And Muldoon's like,
drags him along.
Yeah, Muldoon's like, we're taking care of this right now.
Yeah. I'd say the only thing that does kind of pay off for me was, and it did hit like just such a cool moment, is when all the raptors are like lined up on the beach and they're just looking out to the coast, and Grant's like, oh my gosh, they're trying to migrate. And it was like, for me, to me, it's just like, it's like finding a set of ruins in the wilderness where you're just like, oh my gosh, there was something here. And like, you're discovering something new and grand, because, like from a biologist perspective, being able to like have an animal that you absolutely know nothing about the behavior other than from what you can discern from like a few bones and like a few like footprints and other remnants that you could find, and then all of a sudden being able to like your entire life, and you discover something so big as like they were migratory, and then that just like leads to so many other conclusions you can make. It's just like that had just I kind of get a sense of the feeling he could have in that moment. It was just so cool. So in a way, the like you said, it was a kind of almost an unnecessary build-up scene, but then it pays off to that moment. But I do feel like it could have
definitely feel like
could have
he
built
could
in a
have
different way.
reached that point, a different way.
Yeah.
Just like as they're leaving the island,
Because
on a
that's
helicopter,
when they see it.
Grant looks,
exactly.
That's true.
and gets the same payoff without that unnecessary build up that just kind of went flat. I don't know. For me, it affected my feeling of the overall book a little bit. Not a ton.
Oh yeah, I can
but
see that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys feel the same.
It you had so much going on to kind of almost shift gears at that moment.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like the movie ended better. It's just like, they're surrounded by the Velociraptors, and then
All hope seems lost.
Yeah.
T-Rex comes in and saves them.
Yep,
And they get
Deus
out.
Rex Machina, baby.
Yeah.
The best use of Deus Ex Machina, in my opinion.
And
It's
then they
so
just-
contrived.
They leave,
Yep,
Yeah.
they get out of
and
there.
it's over.
Yeah.
and it's good.
Yep, that is probably my most forgivable use of Deus Ex Machina because, the Tyrannosaurus is so heavy, you can hear it coming. He's a sneaky lizard in that one.
Yeah.
Man. He just comes in, nabs a raptor. But, dude, John Williams' score, once again, just at it again.
With the roar and
Yeah,
everything.
you get the roar
Yeah.
and you get... It's like throws the raptor into the skeleton, and you
as
hear
the-
that crash, and
the
then the
ribbon.
banner of when dinosaurs ruled the earth
Yeah.
while the Tyrannosaur is roaring. That is another moment from this film that is just always on replay in my head. And I'm
So
like,
good.
yep, that is terrible movie writing for Deus Ex Machina and
That's
stuff.
when the
but-
T-Rex cemented
oh,
itself as
and-
the protagonist.
yeah. Well, that's when you sit there and be like, okay, this is the best female empowerment movie ever. That is where I say, I'm like, that's what a woman.
What a woman.
What a woman.
Look at those thighs. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I died.
We shook the camera too much. We're stomping.
I don't know. Well, maybe it reached full capacity on storage, but we can keep going with the audio a little bit.
I do want to talk a little more about the T-Rex in the book because, not to discredit the T-Rex in the movie, because again, there's so many fantastic moments with it. But, oh man, I just feel like the book T-Rex was just... I tell you, I was feeling it in the book. The moment, and again, one of my beefs with the movie is they did not show enough dinosaurs. Granted, for the time, really visual effects, they probably could
it
only
took
do
them a
so
long
much.
time to do what they did, and
Which
the special
did.
effects
Fantastic.
were amazing. Like I'm still convinced someone
Yeah.
sold their soul for that because it's like the scene where the T-Rex puts his head down and she shines the light on side and like dilates. Like it still looks intimately
Fantastic.
real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
so good.
But in the book, they're just seeing so many dinosaurs. And then when the whole T-Rex scene, when they first encounter it, and like the goat is put up in the cage, and oh man, I tell you, I was feeling it when the Grant's talking about not seeing it, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta look up," and then you just see the head of the T-Rex in the trees, and. Again, this is why I absolutely love like some of the modern art depictions of like the T-Rex, because I'm like picturing this like visual, and especially like when you hear like the perceived roar or the what do you call it? the sounds that the T-Rex made, like the modern understanding. I'm kind of imagining all of that too. But he sees the silhouette or the head of the T-Rex in the trees like appearing, and then it takes the go, and then the whole like just everything the T-Rex did in the book. I'm just like. I was just absolutely loving
so
it. And
amazing.
Walking outside in the desert as I'm reading this, I was like looking over my shoulder. And not only that, but we freaking found, I'm pretty sure, a dinosaur footprint. And I'm listening to the T-Rex breakout.
You lucky dog.
Right as we find what we think is a dinosaur
You
footprint.
lucky dog.
I haven't confirmed it. I asked my paleontologist friend. He's thinking it could just be a hoax. But the weird thing is, I found another one further down in like the same line as it. So I'm like, there could be more. And there are dinosaur footprints out there. So I'm just like, I was feeling it. I tell you,
But
this book.
you found it in dirt, not like a fossil.
Like not a rock.
Not a rock.
It's not like a mold.
But there was so much sand and mud that has like washed through the area that I think it was there was probably rock underneath that the mud and sand had compressed into.
Settled.
Yeah, settled into. Because, I mean, you could see like the outline, but it was like it was, I mean, you could see kind of where the mud had almost collapsed into it. So I'm predicting there's something underneath.
Let's get a fervor going. There's still dinosaurs alive today, people. You heard it here, folks.
That's what had me freaking out. I was like looking over my shoulder. I'm like, is there a T-Rex coming after me? Oh, man.
It's a cryptid. We got to find it.
It felt so good. I mean, talk about being in like a haunted house and like just feeling the vibe. I was feeling it out there.
Dang, you lucky dog. I'm pretty jealous right now. Dang.
Yeah,
you got to experience
That's probably
this
one
book
reason I
way better
just
than I've
loved
ever
this
have.
book so much.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the T-Rex parts are so fun, but then the Velociraptor, it's just pure chaos.
Oh, it's
erupts.
chaos, and you are just so scared. And this is why I'm like, with that chart, I'm like, yeah, you expected 8 raptors, and you have 37.
Yeah.
You have 37 raptors just
Makes a
running
big
around on
It's
this
like-
island.
At any moment, they could just take you. Like, anywhere.
And like when Grant goes into the maintenance place in the waterfall, like he gets attacked by a juvenile, which talk about scary. It was like
Poor Arnold.
dark. And oh my goodness. Yeah, poor Arnold. I do like how he was played
Shoe
by
in the door.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Shoe in the
and
door.
That man definitely immortalized the line, "Hold on to your butts."
Hold on to your butts. I just love how he talks with the
cigarette.
Chain
Which
smoker
he is
and
a
all
chain
that.
smoker in the book, which I think he's white in the book, but this is where I'm like, I don't care if you race swap him. You still have the same personality of like, everything needs to be online. I'm a man of like, I can get this done.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is in there, and he's chain smoking all the time. Like, he's a pragmatic man who's doing what he can to get things done. So I'm like, I don't care that you race swapped this guy. And I think Muldoon was black in the book because he talks about it as a silver mustache, and he was raised in Kenya, which I think had a predominantly black
I don't know
population.
if you guys ever do this when you're reading, but like, I mean, obviously when you have a movie, certain like things will play into like how you visualize characters, but like if a character's written well enough, like, do you ever accidentally just start swapping races in your brain and you're just like, they could be black, white, I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's just like, you're just like, that to me shows like how good of a character is written when honestly it doesn't matter.
I think,
It
I don't
seriously
know.
doesn't.
Like, obviously, Wu is Asian.
Asian. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think the name
That
will
can play a
factor
role for
in
sure.
for-
I was
for
not
me,
imagining
but-
Wu as black or
Or
Jewish.
as just like, I wasn't imagining him as like some white kid.
But, yeah. No, the Velociraptor part was so fun. So intense.
Oh, so crazy.
Sattler jumping off the roof into the water. Oh my gosh, that moment.
Oh, that's so
And then-
the
crazy.
raptors coming
The
after her.
the poor guy, though, going up to try and get her to save her off the roof. He's like, Dr. Sattler. And then a Velociraptor grabs him.
That was the vet,
man.
right? I can't
I think
remember
that was
his
Harding.
name.
Yeah, Dr. Harding.
Oh,
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
I was like, no, Harding, don't die, don't die.
Because, he was one of those people where I was like, man, this guy, he's the top of his field, and these paleontologists come in and solve a problem he's been having for months with the stegosaurs, and he's just so cool about it the whole time. He's like, I never thought about that. Oh, hey, you solved the problem. I'm so happy you're here.
That's it.
Whereas most people be like, they don't know what they're talking about. Like you said, the other scientists be like, they have no idea what they're talking about. But that's probably another great thing about this story, and that the movie did a great job, is with it didn't dwell on the wonder of seeing dinosaurs for the first time. It kind of did it for like the first half of the movie, and it did a dang good job. And it knew that, we can only play this card so many times, that they just then went we're now going to the horror thriller aspect, and like you mentioned the raptor pulling at Harding and everything. Like you have the scene where the raptor jumps out at Ellie Sattler after she's like holding Arnold's arm, and it just does not hold back. And same with the book, which I feel like the sequel franchise movies kind of try to do sometimes. Like in Lost World, you see the Stegosauruses walking, and they try to capture that wonder again. In the Jurassic World Dominion, you see the Brachiosaur walking by again. You see them all looking up at it. However, the camera angles were crap. It only took up a third of the screen, whereas when the Brachiosaur showed up for some, it dominated
never
the screen.
Quite been the same.
It never hits the same because you can only show
Except
someone
for
the first time once.
The moment when the cell phone's ringing and they look back and the Spinosaurus is like creeping out of the trees, like
that's not
crap.
I do love its like posture, just like
that to me.
Here we go again.
The greatest dinosaur. Well, in the alternate Jurassic Park movies, Jurassic World movies.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 3 is my guilty pleasure. Like, I will totally agree that it is a terrible film, but I love that movie so much. And it's so mostly because of the action set pieces and that stupid phone. I just love it. Just the way it stands, it just looks like it's so tired of chasing. It's like, well, you caught me. Let's do this chase all over again.
Darn it, I was about to get you guys.
How did you get me? I was totally sneaking up on you. It looks so fed up with this.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But another thing I love, just if we're talking about characters, is the full circle of Hammond's pride being met, because he has a pretty grisly end as well.
Yeah.
And the way I
was shocked.
The way he's talking about, like, because the kids, they're playing the Tyrannosaurus roar, and that frightens him. And then the way he's talking about his grand, he's like, "Oh, those dang kids!" And like he's just so mad. And I feel like it's a great moment of showing, he's not this benevolent grandfather figure like they show him in the movie, which was not a bad choice. Like I don't hate that. But like it kind of shows like, this whole time you were just feeding your own ambitions. You wanted to make billions of dollars, and you wanted to make history and everything. And now that the catastrophe is over,
man,
and
it just realized, it just hit me. His whole death is a full realization of all Malcolm's like warnings.
Isn't
like
it
everything,
crazy?
like him falling, the compies, like everything. It demonstrates the whole concept.
And he gets eaten by the compies. It's so crazy. And I don't know if you guys felt. I felt like I was like, justice.
Yeah,
justice, man. Like, because like I said, I hate salesmen so much, and seeing how much he was clinging at straws with his argument of how like this needs to happen. If we can make progress, we should make. He's just enamored with progress for progress' sake, and this whole time he's just being proven wrong every step of the way. And to have him just, like you said, all of Malcolm's theories just coming to fruition in him, and the compies just surrounding him and eating him is just so crazy.
Yeah.
And I was just
So
the fact
true.
how badly he was talking about his grand, because I was like, dude, shut up. Because Timmy first off
until that moment
was like the like the secret MVP.
Yeah.
Even though Lex was annoying, but the movie at least redeemed her somewhat by making her
such
tech savvy.
interesting swap of roles.
Yeah,
like
they made
Lex is
older,
nowhere near
and,
herself.
she's
Well, I
not
think
useful at all.
They just could not put in such a bad character.
Well,
They
she
had
wasn't useful at all.
They had to make
in the book.
both of them.
Her screams,
have a purpose.
she were I tell you, I can't stand that. Like that's one thing. War of the Worlds could be a fantastic movie if it wasn't for the screaming girl. Oh my gosh, it just I mean, navigate around it somehow. Just don't incorporate it through the entire movie.
So you're gonna complain about this, but you're gonna be okay with Superman and Hawk Girl.
Oh gosh.
No, I agree.
Her screech.
Anyways, another thing that they swapped that I thought was interesting in the movie, Dr. Grant hated kids.
Yeah,
But in the book,
huge
he
swap.
loved kids. because
so weird.
Kids love dinosaurs.
It makes
Which
perfect sense.
Love that in the aspect of his character in the book. Yeah,
Yeah, but see, I didn't mind that in the movie either. Like, I loved seeing such a obvious character arc and everything, because I could buy either one. Like, he's a man of science who's just dedicated to his field, where you're not seeing much kids, and some kids do mock
I just love this random kid shows up at the dig and starts to diss on him. It's like, where are your parents?
And like being forced to be put into this situation where he has to protect these kids. It made for a great film, but it wasn't like the central. Like, this is where I think like the plot arc takes center stage, and this is why the book sold great. The movie did great, but that little character arc I felt was like a nice bow on the whole thing. But in the book, with him loving kids and being just so open to a kid who's read his book, it made perfect sense to me as well. Like, who loves dinosaurs more than paleontologists? Arguably the kids. And even like,
they know all the names.
Yeah, they can say the names flawlessly, even though they're so young. And it's like they see them as these big authoritarian figures that they can't control. But if they can say their names, they can understand them a little bit more. And I'm not mad about the change, but at the same time, like, I would have loved to see what Steven Spielberg could have done with that, and make him more book accurate. Where he's barrel chested and he's got a big beard and everything, and he's not engaged to Dr. Sattler.
Kind of that threw me off too. I was like, but then it makes complete sense with their age differences. And it's interesting how Tim even asked him, "Are you going to marry Sattler?"
Oh, that's such a kid thing to do.
Totally.
No, she's a student.
She's a student.
I couldn't do that.
That would be very wrong.
Speaking of Tim, I know we're getting short on time here, but we've got to talk as electricians about the fence.
Yes, we do.
And how inaccurate the movie is with Tim. So I did a little research. I mean, I know a little bit as an electrician already.
We're talking the movie here.
Yeah, we're talking the movie because they never like have that moment in the book.
So the whole purpose of the fence is 10,000 volts and low amperage, and that's typically what like police use with like a
means it gives
taser.
you a big smack, but it's not going to kill you.
Yeah, the amperage is what is going to kill you. But Tim is up on this fence holding onto it. There's two different scenarios. He could be like a bird where he's not grounded, and that way he's not getting electrocuted.
It's just flowing through him.
Yeah,
which he was wearing some pretty insulated boots, so his feet shouldn't be conducting, and he's just holding his hand on the same one.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like a bird sitting on a telephone wire, it's not getting blown off.
But let's say his body's touching as he's holding. He's hugging close. It like in a normal situation, his body would seize, and he would lock onto that fence, and he would be fried. He would be, because you mentioned the amps is what kill you. Yeah, that's the most deadly part of electricity killing you. If if less than 1 amp can cross your heart, it will kill you. But voltage can kill you too, because it is literally burning your inside as it's going through. Like when you fry a pickle on a wire, like it can still cook you. And 10,000 volts, it would seize him up and cook him from the inside out within seconds. Yep, and he would be stuck up there until they turn that power off.
Now, do you think could the reasoning change with like a surge of power, like it turning on? Or like being that it's flowing that it would cause like that, or turning on, would that change anything like it did?
Probably not, because a high amperage that would blow you off, but low voltage.
Okay.
So a fence being electrified like that, you would get a spike in amperage, but not
so
that
just
much.
Movie logic there.
Yeah.
Of him flying through the air.
Another pet peeve with that scene is when they approach the fence. Dr. Grant, to test it, he throws a piece of wood at it.
He's a paleontologist.
Doctorate.
Well, but this is what I think. I think that was the whole. He's like, I'm gonna throw a stick at it and make it look like it's okay. That was his whole joke. The whole part of his joke that he was gonna. But what I don't get, I felt like the kids could have squoze through. They didn't have to climb up and over.
That's true.
It's that movie logic as well. Squeeze through, but obviously that's not going to happen.
He makes them climb with him.
It's once again added
he doesn't
tension.
like kids.
It's being an electrician has affected my enjoyment of movies somewhat. That's one part. Another big thing is, I don't know if you guys ever seen Deep Blue Sea. Do you remember the finale when they kill the last shark and they harpoon it and they have the wire, and LL Cool J, he has like the end and he puts it on a car battery. Oh, okay. And then you just see it and then you just see the shark explode like it just got hit with TNT. I'm like, no, that would have just and it'd be floating out there.
Not quite.
Yeah, like it's not that climactic. Electricity just is a silent killer.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't explode.
Yeah, electricity is like God. It's usually felt before it's seen.
It doesn't explode unless it arcs. When you get an arc, that's kind of an explosion.
Yes, that is. And usually an arc is usually only seen if you mess up real bad. Like, the linemen, they make arcs sometimes, and those are cool videos you can look up. But like, I love how all our electrical textbooks, they like show lightning bolts coming out of the sky, make you feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be an electrician. I'm gonna be like Thor or Zeus. And the whole time you're just learning to be like, yeah, if you see that in real life, you screwed up, man. You should never see this.
Really bad.
Yeah, you should never be seeing this. That's the idea. But we are getting low on time. I say we should wrap this up a bit.
I do want to, real quick, you got to get this out. Mm-hmm. I'd say my number one problem I had with the movie, and granted, again, it is a fantastic movie, but comparing to the book, which again, not always the best thing to do, but the things in the movie just did not matter the same way they did in the book. Like, from moment to moment, the events in the book were actually making a difference to like trying to accomplish something. Like Grant and the kids trying to get back so they can warn about the boat. Right, them discovering like the Velociraptors were breeding. I'm trying to think of what else. Tim getting the computer online to start up the fence to like save them from the raptors coming in. Moments like that, like in the movie when they're in the computer room trying to get the computer on to lock the door. That's a huge scene. Doesn't make any difference. The raptors break in through a window. It's like, and then the fence is online. It doesn't matter that the fences are online. All the animals are out already. It's like the fences are broken down. Too late. In the book, they get the fences online so they can trank the dinosaurs, fix the fences, and get them back in. It's like things make a difference. In the movie, I mean, obviously, like the pacing of the movie's got to be different. It's got to push and push and push, which from moment to moment, it's doing that, which, again, I try not to analyze it too much. But again, power to the book in being able to, for me, push me moment to moment with suspense and feel like every single thing that was happening was mattering and important to like building that plot.
It doesn't waste your time. It purposefully progresses and just amps it up to 11.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, it in the book, the goal changes throughout the whole thing. Like
yeah, exactly.
When the power goes down initially, their goal is to fix the fences.
They're just going to get it going again.
Everything back corralled. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then once the Velociraptors are out, they're like, oh crap, we need to.
Well, yeah, and auxiliary power was discovered to be on. Like another thing that's just so easy to overlook that's so human.
Makes, especially, difference between computer scientists and engineer. It's like, it shows the difference like between the roles. Yeah. Nedry would have noticed it. Arnold, nope. Completely missed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he completely missed that. And you'll find little corners of the internet that defend Nedry. They're like, he handled millions of lines. This guy's a miracle worker. Like, screw Hammond for treating him the way it was. Which, so you can't blame him for his choices.
Yeah. But I feel like the movie, their goal is just different. Mm-hmm. From the get-go, they're just trying to survive.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The park is ruined in the movie. Like as soon as like the T-Rex breaks out, and Nedry causes the whole shutdown. In the book, you're right. It's a completely different. Like they're trying to get things going again, trying to keep the park running. Yeah. Totally different.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Anything else, guys?
Well, I'm sure we could still stay here for another hour or
No
two.
kidding. There's really so
but-
much to do.
Those of you who are
right?
listening or who are watching, please leave in the comments anything we may have missed, because we would love to talk more about it with you in the comments section.
Yeah, expound upon what we talked about.
We don't have to have the conversation end here. Like, books are meant to be discussed and enjoyed for years or lifetimes, which is this is one of these books that will entertain you for a lifetime, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's so fun to get feedback because, like last time, we were talking about Turkish Delight, and we were kind of ragging on it a little. But a few people told us that we need to try Turkish Delight from like a Turkish deli. That it's actually like a million times better than packaged,
The packaged processed stuff,
which I could see for sure. I tried to look it up. I don't know if we have a place where they would sell homemade Turkish Delight, but feedback like that we'd love. So please don't hesitate. We say this every time, like we're always looking for sponsors, but we're also looking for feedback. You can reach us at bigrascals.podcast@gmail.com. So don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep. The difference between a good podcast and a great podcast is just viewers like you who are contributing, and humble podcasters who are willing to associate with their viewers. We're nothing without you guys, and we appreciate those who watch and listen and have been with us since the beginning.
Yeah, viewers like you. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. Public broadcasting
Thanks,
service.
PBS.
Unlike PBS up until recently, we're not run on government money.
Nope. We're not run on any money but our own.
So, should we go do our rankings?
Yeah, let's do our rankings. I can go first. I give this a solid 9.3, possibly because the movie came out in 93. Nice. I feel like it's very flavorful, but at the same time, like, I have very little to complain with. Like the whole finding the raptor's nest thing, that's probably my biggest complaint, of just how you're like, you're trying to make this last a little too long.
Yeah.
But as Jeff said, it's purposely progressing. It's a well-established argument that is just fleshed out, and you get to hear multiple sides of it, different angles, and dinosaurs, man. Dinosaurs, and an abundant amount of them, too. Abundant, bountiful.
A plethora of dinosaurs, would you say?
Yes, a plethora. Yes, indeed. I would call this book a bountifulosaurus or a bountodon. Or a bundadon. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I can go next. I would probably give it an 8.1. Really good book. Definitely very good. The science in it is fun. It made me feel kind of like a kid again in my love for dinosaurs. Kind of when I first saw Jurassic Park, being able to read this kind of just brought back those nostalgic memories. So very good. There's a few things that I felt like the pacing at the beginning I struggled with, having a lot of kind of pointless multiple characters that he gives a kind of a lot of detail about. I struggle with, and then the ending just kind of fell flat just a little bit for me. But
the fact that there's a second book, that's what ruins it for me. But seeing it as a standalone book, as it was meant to be, it makes the most logical sense that they would do that.
Yeah.
But sadly, this became a franchise, and there are no happy endings in a franchise, because there always has to be the next product, the next revisit, the next retelling. And that's a sad truth.
Makes sense. All right. I guess I'm going to go. Oh, man. I tell you, I'm like stuck between a 9 and a 10.
You seem to love this book more than I did. I feel like I'm really biased towards this book.
And a lot of it, I would say a lot of it definitely could have been a factor of atmosphere that helped. Being out in the desert, wandering around, possibly finding a dinosaur footprint. But, oh my goodness, like, I'd say at least a high 9. I was just blown away by the writing, the suspense, the emotion, the characters. Having read it twice in this short time, even then, like, I was still like hooked on it the second time. And just a fantastic book. absolutely loved it. And this is something I could always go back to. And especially like, given a chance to be in another survey, if I've ever in like a high mountain area with like a bunch of trees, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm listening to this book. I'm going to be like looking for T-Rexes up in the trees or those, what were the ones that hanging out in the trees? I can't remember the name.
Ornithids, ornithinodons?
Something like that. Or the...
Ornithinalia. That's what
Ornithinalia. Yes, exactly.
Or the Hypsodons.
And exactly what Greg said when you read this, it opened up kind of some childhood nostalgia. I started looking in my library. I was like, why do I not have any dinosaur books? I was besides like some electronic ones I have, like the C.M. Kozeman ones, but I'm like, how do I not have any dinosaur books?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in the process of getting literally every single child dinosaur book that I had as a kid for my daughters.
Luckily, I still had mine. Like, I was cracking open my encyclopedia of dinosaurs for the top 5 or the game we played at the beginning, but I still have, like, the kids' book of, like, 100 things you probably didn't know about dinosaurs or dinosaurs, A to Z, like, all these dinosaur books. Because that was, like, my first intention with having a boy. I was like, you're going to love dinosaurs, my boy. You are just going to love them.
Whether you like it or
you
not.
have been born in such a great timeline for dinosaurs.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Just fantastic.
Sweet.
Great pick, Derek.
Thank you. Speaking of picks, who is it? Your turn, Greg, to pick next?
So, I'm picking the book. Ooh. Jeff, you're going to do the hot take, and Derek, you'll pick the top 5 topic.
All right.
So, I thought about this, and, my favorite author is Orson Scott Card, so I'm like, why don't we... I'm thinking of, like, Ender's Game, and I'm like, we just did an Orson Scott Card. And I'm like... Oh, you know what? They're coming out with a new Hunger Games movie. Maybe we could do Hunger Games. I'm like, nah, that's been overdone. So I'm like, hey, let's combine them. Ender's Game with Hunger Games and do Red Rising. Ooh. So that's literally what it says on the cover.
That was not scripted with that ooh, by the way. We just did that. That was real cute.
Yep. So that's going to be exciting. This is a fun book for sure.
This is a newer
really
book too.
Fun. Yeah, fairly new.
And a book I would say that has like bounded in popularity. Like I tell you, the more as time's progressed, I have seen so much more of it on social media. Like it's been building like crazy. Like no doubt in my mind
has been showing me a bunch of it.
It's going to be either a show or a movie in the next 5 years.
Oh, that's a great prediction. I
Yeah.
think maybe even sooner.
Yeah.
With how starved Hollywood is for new ideas. Oh, they gotta jump on this.
Yeah.
Yep. So Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So read along with us. I think it's going to be really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else, guys?
Oh, just thank you for joining us, guys. I'd
Yes,
love to
as
hear
always.
I'd love to see and hear what you say in the comments.
Thank you. We'll see you next month. And this has been Big Rascals. Keep reading, keep writing, and stay rascally, my friends. Catch you guys later.
Bye,
See ya.
guys.